think that's a good idea, sir.
Well, for once, Commander Cole and I are in total agreement, sir. By the way, I do have 50 gallons of bouillabaisse that I need to prepare by tomorrow.
My birthday.
Yes, sir, I could do the cheeseburger routine.
No, it's not for me. It's the crew. They really love that stuff. So we'll
Round one, fight!
Everybody, this is Dean Cain, and you are watching Double Impact with Gabe, Shanth, and Jericho Green. And so am I.
Wednesday, it's December 13th, guys. The year is almost over. I think the year is like 96% over, something like that. I follow a Twitter account that says like yearly progress, and it updates every few days what percentage of the year is gone. It'll soon be 2024. Guys, it's Arnold-vember. It's the greatest time of the year on Double Impact. Welcome in the panel, the two wonderful, beautiful, glorious friends of mine, the great Jericho Green and Shantan Jetty.
God bless you both.
How you doing, guys?
Couldn't agree more.
In a minute.
Yeah, man. I missed the chat. Hail to the chat. It's great to see you guys, or a hearty, as Mark Millar or Miller would say. Cheers, buds.
That's right. Cheers, bud. He's wrecking shop, as they say. Jericho, see, you don't know this. You're not in the comic book world. But basically one of the most powerful guys in the entire industry finally called out the SJWs, and they are crying. And it is nice. And he's a prolific writer. You know the movie Wanted? You know, Kick-Ass? You know, the guy, those are his. Like the Kingsman, those are his.
He
like,
created all that shit and is...
And and he just finally called them out and is hosting comic book store owners on his YouTube channel. And like, we're going to get to the bottom of these social justice warriors ruining everything in pop culture and media and all that. And it's glorious to watch him squirm because he's unfucking cancelable. You know, he signed a, I think, $25 million deal with Netflix to produce all his comics that he owns to movies and TV over the coming years. And he just, it's a good thing to see one of the big shots who doesn't need to say anything. He doesn't need to. He's rich. He'll be fine the rest of his life. It's nice to see a guy who doesn't need to say anything finally standing up for this art form, this entertainment stuff. It's very nice. So that's where Cheers Bud comes from, what Shanth was joking about. Because Ethan, you remember Ethan Van Sciver, Jericho? Mm-hmm. He was an outspoken artist who was a conservative, was his big crime. They said something. He said something on Twitter He said something on Twitter, and Mark Miller, the Netflix super writer guy, said, "Cheers, bud." And all the social justice warriors, I can't believe you're talking to a garbage person. And we laugh. We laugh at their little piggy tears. Oh, and that is the thing. Mark Miller, the great prolific writer, he called these people a masterstroke of like a linguistic kill shot. He came up with a term for social justice warriors, cancel people, the cancel pigs.
He calls them cancel pigs and admitted the man's a gifted writer. He's chef's kiss. And let me say this, man.
He's written movies.
This is how I felt about it. Okay.
Go ahead.
Ethan and John and your boy Zach were the first people over the fucking wall. John, in particular, in terms of prose, was the first person over the wall in the comic space. And the best way I could describe this is, it's like all of us who've been critiquing pop culture for the last 4 or 5 years or 6 years or 7 years, Jericho, when South Park did that episode, it wasn't when the battle started. It was when the mainstream, like the tipping point, when people on the mainstream go, I think it's like, it's all right for me now to fucking speak now, you know? So it wasn't like, you know, the first, you know, battle by any stretch, right? But when the South Park thing happened, we got to look around and go, see, you're losing here now too. It's over. But it's that lonely road before and
you know what's crazy? Thrilled. What's crazy? And then the creator of Deadpool, who's a legend in our business, he's a co-creator of Deadpool, Rob Liefeld. He spoke up about it yesterday too. He started calling out the cancel social justice weirdos. And it's so funny. I interviewed Mike Barron. Did you interview him yet, Jericho, or the Punisher creator? And we were off camera. I interviewed him for an hour. That goes live on my channel tomorrow. I interviewed him talking about his new comic book.
Right on.
And I asked Mike, why do you think guys like Rob Liefeld and Mark Miller don't say anything? Because I see them, they don't support all the woke garbage and all that, but they just see these people. They ruin people's careers. You can't work in comics if you voted for George Bush and blah, blah, blah. Right. And I go, why do you think those two haven't said anything? And within like 5 days of me asking him and him talking to me about it, the two of them come out and start saying stuff. So it's a glorious time. I don't know if the joy Shant and I are feeling is translating to you, Jericho, but it's a huge deal what's going on. It's very nice.
So, I'm glad you guys. I'm glad it happened. Number one, right? And I hope this is, and eventually it will turn into a snowball. But you know, it's like the Nile River, when the wildebeest migration, when they come to the edge of that river, the wildebeest, they stop until the pressure builds behind them, and somebody's got to be the first one to jump off that little hill and get in that water. And the crocodiles are waiting. They are waiting. They know what's up. There are literally 20-foot crocodiles waiting, but somebody's got to be the first one to get in there. So once people do that, I think the avalanche is to follow, because ultimately, and I know they try to get through their lives as corporations or whatever. They try to get through their lives not caring about what we think. But if we start holding on to our dollars and not wanting to go see this shit, and more of their projects end up on the cutting room floor because with Batgirl, because nobody wants that bullshit, so ultimately we do have the power. So good to hear.
We do. I mean, look at this AI art people are making of cancel pigs with the pig with blue hair and glasses.
And the gap in their teeth. Yeah, it's perfect.
I'm furious about it.
This is why I admire artists so much. Because if this comes in your mind, something like this, you could just draw it. You could make it. You could make it tangible. You can put it on a piece of paper or on the computer or whatever. That's pretty cool.
This is the genius of words, though, and you know this well, Jericho, because some have said you have a way with them. Is that you can put a million different art, and there have been thousands of people on this side of things for now years, and it took this legendary writer who's got shows on his ideas on Netflix and movies to go, and he's Scottish. He's like, you know what I always do? I call them cancel pegs. And it was like, you genius. You gave us this.
Like,
it's
the same skill that Trump has with Scott Adams, called a linguistic kill shot, where the moment he said crooked Hillary, everyone's like, perfect. The way Trump nicknames people. As soon as I heard cancel pigs, I'm like, you've written movies, best-selling comic books, all kinds of things, but the greatest thing you ever wrote was those two words, cancel pigs. They are steaming mad, and he just writes like he's been tweeting all day, every day for over a week. They don't have any power. Stand up to these people, just laugh at them, block them. And it's like, there you go. That's what we needed. We needed
And that's what those
biggest of the
like.
big dogs to come in and just wreck these people. So
Yep.
And that's what those people look like. You know, the hair and all that stuff. That's what they look like.
dude,
You just put them on a pig. That's exactly what those people look like. You can hear their voices when you look at that picture. You know exactly what that person is. You know exactly what you're
actually,
Jericho, they're asking for you to work on a cancel pig character. I think America's asking, so we just let it, percolate. However,
let it marinate. Let it marinate. Yeah, I mean,
I will animate it for your channel. You just gotta.
Oh, that'll be awesome. Yeah, that brings me to like people effing with you and trying to shut you down and silence you. We got. Oh, hold on. Let me check the door.
Who's here?
Oh, Barney. How are you today, friend? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks.
I'm doing marvelous, gentlemen. How are you?
We're doing great. I want to get your opinion on like cancel culture and like social justice warriors and all that. What if someone tried to tell the purple one, you, that you can't say that, Barney, or I don't want you associating with that person because they're toxic or something? What would you tell someone that tried to cancel you?
I think the word for that, what I would do is disembowel.
Oh, goodness.
I have big sharp claws and I will rip their stomachs open and expose their intestines.
Oh, do you have a favorite intestine that you like to eat? The small or the big, the transverse colon, the descending
I start
colon?
with the kidneys personally, and then I work my way up from there.
Okay. Is there what is the organ meat that you avoid? Is there anyone that disgusts you or?
I eat it all.
Okay.
I'm a fucking dinosaur. I eat all kinds of crazy shit.
that is
Please
true,
get that shirt. I'm a fucking dinosaur.
Now, I'll let you go. I know you wanted to comment on this. You called me before the show. And you wouldn't let anyone. Has anyone ever tried to silence you or cancel you?
Well, it's kind of hard for them to try to cancel me with a large purple cock in their mouth.
Oh,
can I ask? Can you say one of my
in case you're wondering, uncut.
Oh,
can I just say this is that before you wrap up, could you please quote one of my favorite lines from a movie that was I am a sexual, it'll make you a sexual dinosaur.
That stuff will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Or just Barney. This stuff will make you Barney. Stuff will make you Barney.
I ain't got time to bleed.
All right, the great Barney, everyone. Okay, we'll see you later. Bud.
You cooked up this story and threw us in the meat grinder.
What about Dylan, you son of a bitch?
You son of a bitch. What's wrong, Dylan? The CIA has you pushing too many pencils?
Oh, Barney. You guys don't know Barney's favorite movie is actually Predator. But he's rooting for Predator. So he identifies with that guy. All right, Barney, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming in.
See ya, fuckers.
Oh, goodness. Barney don't play. So it's Arnold Vember. We're going to do The Last Action Hero, which I have mixed feelings on. I think it has the bones of a good movie. And speaking of Predator, Shane Black, he plays the nerd in Predator, right? The guy reading the Sergeant Rock comic with the glasses. He gets killed. I believe he wrote this movie. He wrote Last Action Hero. But the reason we're doing The Last Action Hero and not Junior as advised, here's a big deal on Double Impact, guys, because it's very important where the rankings are. Junior with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, directed by Ivan Reitman, I believe, is still the worst movie of all time. It is worse than Bulletproof Monk. It is worse than No Retreat, No Surrender. It is worse because I couldn't watch it. I watched 25 minutes of it, and then I texted you both, Jericho, Sean, told you, forget it. We're watching a different movie. It's that bad. I hadn't seen it since I was in 10th grade. I saw it at a double feature for $1, and I still overpaid. Junior is the worst movie ever conceived, ever made. It should be illegal.
No pun intended.
I stand. I'll never back down from that. Junior is awful, and we will not review it on this channel. My review for Junior is one word. That is Junior. Terrible.
And you can quote him.
But because of you guys, I learned something about the relationship between Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, which I don't recall if I sent you this video the other day, but I don't think I did. That Danny DeVito tricked Arnold Schwarzenegger into smoking a weed-laced cigar.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
he
that
himself prepped, and I was freaking weeping because he goes, there's a story that Danny DeVito tricked you into into smoking a marijuana cigar, and he's like, yeah, that's true. It's like the funniest shit ever. Yeah, he tricked me into doing it.
I don't believe him because cigars and weed, they do not smell the same. I don't know if I believe Arnold.
Well, if you put a little, if it's mostly tobacco, and if a guy like him, a guy like him that's living clean, probably except for steroids, but he's eating clean and all that kind of stuff, except
for the Latina nannies and the steroids. But
that's probably the cleanest thing he eats.
Oh,
you mean the clone womb?
Yeah. So a guy like that who's a lightweight, you give him a puff of weed and he'll be, seeing shit, thinking the police are behind him. So, oh man, so yeah, that's hilarious.
Okay, I can see that.
But I'll tell you this, and I appreciate and respect your passion or your hatred for Junior.
I couldn't watch it.
I've never seen the whole thing, but
okay.
it's terrible. But not because I couldn't get through it, because I can get through some shitty movies, let me tell you. But for some reason I never finished it. But like I was telling you guys before we started, when I get off suspension, I got some shit in the chamber. That's now when you want to go there, when you guys want, hey, let's it's time for another bad one. Okay. I got some shit in the chamber that's going to change your DNA. Like some superhero movie where they ingest the chemical and it zooms inside their body and their DNA is being coated by some shit or mutating in some way. That's what these movies are going to do to you. Bulletproof Monk is an unspeakable cinematic tragedy. I think we can all agree. It was, and also because of the budget behind it. This wasn't a low budget shit. This is Chow Yun-fat, hot. Sean William Scott, hot. What's her name? Billy King, some shit. Jamie King, was that her name?
Billie Jean King was a tennis player.
No, I know that, but I mean, her name's Jamie King. That's her name. Jamie.
Yep.
All these people are hot at the time and just fucking awful.
Yeah, they made a shit sandwich.
Yeah, but I got one for you guys in the chamber, ready to go when you are. But Junior, awful, but the worst ever.
I'm gonna tell you what I'll return fire.
We'll have that debate.
If you, and I've never even seen this movie, but I just know it's awful. Whatever you've got chambered up, I just want you to know, just like a mutual assured destruction. If it's out of line, I will come back with Mystery Men. You understand?
Ooh.
That's
Ben
Oscar
Stiller,
worthy.
Janine
I saw
Garofalo superhero movie. Ladies and gentlemen, prep your cyanide capsules. That's it.
No, I know that movie. I've seen that movie, but that's Oscar worthy compared to what I got from it.
I saw that movie like the year it came out in '96.
Yeah,
it
was something.
It was,
and all those people at the time were hot too.
Right. Yeah, Hank Azaria, the Simpsons voice actor, he was the Blue Raja. I remember that. And then Pee Wee Herman was something.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah, Ben Stiller did something. Then that guy that's real funny looking, he was the shoveler or the digger or whatever. William H. Macy, real weird looking dude.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
He was like the digger. He had like a hard hat and a shovel or something. And Greg Kinnear was like an all-American, like kind of ripoff, or something like that.
But if you can be unlikable in the 90s, you were doing something. And Janine Garofalo was that. She was unlikable before it was fashionable to be unlikable. She's SJW before SJWs. If you
right.
1,000 years from now, 1,000 years from now, when they dig up the SJW temple, they're going to see, chiseled into some piece of stone, a piece or an image of Janine Garofalo. She started.
How do you chisel a potato?
I feel like she had sex appeal, Janine Garofalo, to dudes that were like really beta, guys that were.
Yeah, she had like the Lisa Loeb, kind of like crushed velvet dress, black stockings, 90s,
just wearing Doc Martens and
and they they told us that she was a comedian. So she had some anyway, she was in movies like this and shit in the 90s. She had some heat. She had some heat in the 90s, whether it was organic or manufactured by the powers that be. She had some heat in the 90s. So yeah, there was some appeal to her. She wasn't ugly. She wasn't like what's that one's name? The actress. She's just terrible inside and out. She's on the HBO show. She was like the face of all this shit. Lauren, is it Lauren something?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She has short hair. She was on some popular like Showtime or HBO show. I can't remember her name. But yeah, she was hideous. She turned out to be this disgusting SJW.
That's the thing about Janine Garofalo. Like, you look at this person and you're like, what do you think about her? And it's like, kind of like, well, yeah, no, she's not that attractive. And then you say, but wait till you see her on the inside. She's fucking horrendous. Like, it's the weirdest shit. Like, it really does show how personality can just destroy somebody. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
not Laura Linney.
No, I think I know who you're talking about. But
I think her name is Laura. Is it Laura something?
Laura something? Like I don't think something is the last name.
Something.
Lena Dunham.
Lena Dunham, yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Thank you.
No.
Right, guy.
That was in the 2000s, I think. That was in the 2000s.
Yeah, she was. But I'm just saying, she was also. She's just another disgusting SJW actress that came to mind. Like if you squeeze out the contents of a tube of toothpaste and then you just stuck a dirty dildo in it, that's Lena Dunham.
I think she's stunning.
We talk about manufactured though, right?
She's hideous.
They have to. This is what happens when you have centralized control of the arts, and they think they can dictate to you what you have to enjoy seeing. They give you ugliness and just rancid personalities, and they can continue to do, or they could until now, continue to do it with impunity until they try. It's like they're trying to convince you you're insane. They go, you don't find this sexy, and it's kind of like going, it's a ham sandwich. Like, what the fuck are you doing to that sandwich? This is crazy, man.
That'll make the blood leave your dick.
You know what I hear when I see a room face says she's large? What I hear when I see someone like Lena Dunham, I hear that trampoline sound effect. Boom. The real deep one, you know?
Like a Saint Bernard drinking water.
It's ma'am. Sorry, go ahead.
Like they those dick pill commercials. If you have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, if you look at a picture of her, that blood's draining. That blood's coming out, dog. You don't need to go to a doctor.
No,
don't get another.
Clean off.
Don't play that. Don't pay that copay. You don't need a copay. Just look at that chick, and the blood's out of there. She's just disgusting. And if she wasn't so disgusting on the inside, nobody would make fun of her outside. But she's such a foul, disgusting, nasty, rotten person. Like if gangrene was a person, like a soldier's foot in Vietnam. Like if that was a person and that stench, like when a homeless person goes to the hospital and then the wrapping they put on they never took off and it grafts itself into their leg. If that was a person and the contents of that wound, that is are those kinds of people. Those just disgusting, mean people for nothing.
You see this with guys all the fucking time. I live in a small town, same town as one of the actors in this movie, by the way, God rest him, Anthony Quinn. And the thing that I think about with this sort of stuff is you'll see this in movies too, where there's this gal in the town, and this happens. Sometimes it's a guy in this town that may not like be like, "Ooh, I'm the superstar," but that everybody in the effing town loves because they are the heart and soul of the town. And every now and again, some idiot will step to them, and everybody in the town will go, "You have to go." Like, it's like, my name's Steve. I pour the concrete. Like, you're out of there. And these people don't have that character. They want to make you think that every person that you see everywhere you go that you love is an asshole. Like, they're like, look, you like this asshole. And you're like, no, they have no character, no value. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, she's the poster child for that. And that'd be a big poster, but she's the face of that. And like, I'd say around like 2015, is when she really dug her crusty heels in. Yeah. But, you know, great segue into Last Action Hero. And
Well,
this
before
movie
that,
has...
we got Oh,
Go ahead,
sorry.
man.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just going to go to the poll. The poll of polls that I never revisit during the show.
Mm.
It is Arnold Fember. Arnold should make one more sequel to Predator, Terminator, Conan, Commando. I agree with the voting here. That was Shant's contribution was Conan. I think a King Conan movie would be great. An old Conan, that would be fantastic. So vote early, vote often.
Yeah,
Sorry,
fantastic.
Jericho. You were saying.
No, this movie has one of my favorite lines of his ever, and it's hilarious. And I'll mention it when we get to it. But man, it's such a funny line.
It's a
I don't know
bombing deal.
It's a bombing deal. I don't know if it was his idea for that line. It sounded like it could have been improvisational, but man, what a great fucking line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this movie, I love the premise. I don't like the movie. It's not a great movie. It's not horrible. It's watchable, but it's just kind of like, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, like basic fat. It's like Carl's Jr. It's not Burger King, which is the worst thing
What?
on earth.
You think
It's
Burger King? You think that's
I
better
haven't
than
eaten at
Carl's
Burger
Jr.?
King in like over 20 something years. It's awful. It's awful. It's
Let me tell you
But
something.
Carl's
Okay?
Jr. is better than
Whoa.
Burger King.
in Europe, they found like horse meat, like non-cow DNA in Burger King.
Yeah, but
Literally.
as
Do I
long
look
as
like
it's
I
delicious.
give a fuck? Let me tell you guys something, okay? I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We built this country with type 2 diabetes, and I am sick and tired of my people being slandered for our Burger King love.
The short end of the stick.
Shout out! It's like,
Dude, look at this. Look at this poster, man. And again, you guys were grown-ups. You know, you guys were full-fledged adults, family men by the time you saw this movie. I was like 13 years old when I saw it, so it was totally different, man. This movie was fucking cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed rewatching it. I watched it with my son before. This movie was fucking great. Look at it. Look at the artwork. The bad guy with the gun, the girl, even though it's not his girl, it's like his daughter, but the dinosaur from the whole assassination scene. I mean, yeah, man, this movie's fucking great.
Tammy has a quote request for you, Jericho. There.
There's a bomb in your asshole. Yeah.
There you go. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Tammy.
And yeah, I do remember the actress who played his daughter because I know her, of course, from Billy Madison, one of the scriptures, sacred texts of my faith. And the thing about it is that I can't imagine being a kid who was 13 seeing her kiss a kid who was like 13. I'd have been like, you can die now, kid. It's over. You've reached the top of the mountain.
What's her name? That's Pete Sampras's wife.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, she's great. And not only, you know, of course she looked the part, but she played the part. This movie, I think it hit the nail on the head. It was a satire and it was fantastical and all this shit. But as a kid, which I'm sure their target audience was, you know, in the twilight of Arnold's, good movie making days and his physique, Father Time's undefeated. So he's not going to look like he did in fucking Commando in 1985. This is almost 10 years later. I think it was exactly what it needed to be. And everything was over the top. His character, the supporting cast, everything was just over the top. And I think they embraced it. Yeah, she was Sonya Blade. She wasn't supposed to be. There were like 2 or 3 other actresses. One of them got sick. One of them got hurt. I think Cameron Diaz was supposed to play her part, and somebody else, and she was like the third or fourth selection. Danny.
I hope that's not what Pete Sampras had happen. You know, you're like the 3rd girl I asked to marry me. Everyone else got injured. You know, like I hope that wasn't
not a bad 3rd place, huh?
The fans always come first. We respect the chat, the fans. Think about what you think about. Newly married man, less than a year. There's a question for you, Arnie. If we make the Conan sequel, King Conan, I believe we should. I think it's a great idea. Would Lupita be featured in it?
Yeah, of course.
And what
Of
do you see a
course.
role for her in this King Kong? Would she be your sidekick? Would she be one of your concubines?
No,
Would she be the
don't
evil
be
witch or something? Or what would she be?
Nah, I don't have any sidekicks there. Her job would be to stay inside of this nice big tent. They have food and stuff in there and have guards outside to watch out for her. And then all of these pelts and furs all over the ground, so she's nice and comfortable. And she just stays in there. And then when I'm ready, I go in there.
Oh,
And then that's a part in the movie.
is that how King Conan like relaxes after a vicious battle? That's how he unwinds or something?
Yeah, before the battle, after the battles. Sometimes I'll bring out to the battlefield and I do it right there. In
Oh,
the middle of the battlefield, I'm swinging his sword, killing people. Yeah, you ever killed somebody and came at the same time? I didn't think so.
not today. Not today. No.
Yeah. It works. That'll work.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, that's interesting. Do you think Lupita would have to like get in like a lot of actors nowadays? Like you got these nerds and they end up in these Marvel movies and they have these huge physiques. Obviously, it's like steroids, diet, training. Would Lupita need to do any of that, or do you like her dumpy frumpy the way she is?
No, the perfect the way she is. She comes, no makeup, anything. You're not even gonna see her face in the movie.
Oh,
She's gonna
okay.
be able to face it in the pelts and in the furs and all that kind of thing that
Oh.
fluid here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, now we know. All right, Arnie, that was a question from the audience. Thank you for being so kind to answer.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Since this is a childhood memory for you, I'm going to let you take the wheel to start off, to kind of set the scene for people, because I didn't think the movie was great, but I saw it like at 41 years old. But I love the premise of the movie. I actually think the premise is very cool, very comic booky. You know, it's like got the magic sci-fi thing going on. So let us know what's going on here.
So the little boy, Max is his name, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, even the names. His name, the boy's name. So this little boy, he's a movie fanatic, like, and probably because it turns out he's like his mom, he's raised by a single mom, she's working all the time. So this is kind of his safe space. It's in New York City, so that's not a very safe place to be as a child roaming the streets. But that's the guy who owns the movie theater. And so he's like, befriends this little kid. He always comes in, gets his popcorn and stuff, and just sits there and watches all of Arnold's movies. And he's up on all the characters and the sequence of the movies. And he's a hero to this kid. He loves all of his movies. Like, just as you are as a kid, these action stars, not that you idolize them or, you're just a big fan. You're a huge fan of the movies, and it'd be totally cool to meet him. And you have all this stuff made up in your mind watching the shows. You have no concept of reality and stuntmen and all that kind of shit. You think, those guys walk around in red t-shirts and tight jeans and cowboy boots and with their gun in their fucking waistband. So yeah, man, this kid personified the demographic that they were targeting with this movie. Just a starry-eyed fucking, larger than life these characters, and just huge fans to these kids.
Right. And I do wonder about, there's this rundown old theater and this old man runs the projector and all that, but nobody goes there. But he shows these movies to the kid and there's like literally practically no one in the audience.
Well, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah. This old guy wants to hang around kids, show them movies. It's like rundown theater.
He pays the rent on this building in New York City just for this one kid to come in and watch shit. But all that shit goes over your head as a 13-year-old. You're not looking at the economics of fucking paying for this building and one fucking kid comes in.
If he can show evidence of one person watching a movie, so they have a mutual deal, they're getting massive subsidies.
The government will subsidize your downtown New York City Times Square fucking movie theater if you can just get one person a day. So even look at the name, Jack Slater. That's
Jack Slater. It's funny. It's similar to Jack Reacher, the great book series, and now there's a few Tom Cruise movies, and there's the Amazon show. So Jack Slater, yeah.
I think the
show on Amazon looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the new season comes out tomorrow, so we'll be checking that shit out.
Right,
just in time because we just finished Justified. But Jack Slater.
I'd say this about Jack Reacher on Amazon: wives are banned from watching it. Okay, because this man, too handsome. Yeah,
you know what's up.
I don't like this guy. He's
You
very
know what they're
good.
thinking. Pyramids.
You know,
They're all pyramids.
this guy.
Yeah,
Look at
they're
this guy.
double.
Look at this guy. Look at this son of a bitch right here.
Mhm.
I don't think
Get
so,
the fuck
buddy.
outta here. Get the fuck.
Look at this, just strutting around in this.
And he's like
fitted-
6'5". This dude's huge.
Right.
Look at him in
He's
that picture. Yeah,
strutting around
this
this fucking
dude's
t-shirt.
gigantic. I gotta
flexing on
shoot that dude.
people,
If he
saving
comes
You know
to
what?
take, if he comes to
Here's
take
what
my wife
sickens
from
me,
me,
man. Yeah. Here's what sickens
Yeah,
me is that Amazon also just added a half-speed play feature, and I think it's for this show disgusting, ladies. You should be
Yeah.
ashamed of yourselves.
Right.
pure
Yeah.
viewers. But I mean, look at this dude. You can't hate on him. Look at his face, his body, his size. I mean, this dude, the DNA, the genetics, planets lined up. They aligned for this dude. If he can sing and play an instrument, we need to plot his demise because that's too.
I hope he's married with like 5 little girls, just so I can laugh at him.
If this
Just
dude
so I
can
can laugh.
nah, man, we need to get the feds involved. Fuck, get this dude out.
Yeah,
of
I think his wife, he's married, happily married. His wife walks around with a target on her back 24 hours a day.
Poor wife. Women everywhere trying to
Look
rub
out,
her out.
ladies. They're coming for you.
No, and it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
help
man.
either. The show isn't a bunch of woke bullshit. It's actually thrilling action adventure. That's all macho, and he's like super badass. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking people up. He fucks people up in this show. I love it. But I mean, and his wife, like, even if that dude wasn't famous, he would still have a hard time taking this dude out in public.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna be, oh man, women are scandalous. Oh my goodness, they would be slipping numbers, all kinds of shit, man. This dude.
Right.
couldn't
How
go
many
nowhere.
times do you think he's told by the women who orbit him and his wife, I just don't feel like she appreciates you? Is it me? Like, how many times is poison just being poured into that
Oh
water?
man.
We've all been married quite a while, some longer than others. I've been married 27 years, and we've all had a lady flirt with us in public in front of our wives at least once. I know you have, Jericho. I know you have, Sean.
Oh,
About 15 years ago, I went to the video game store by my house to get my son's Xbox controller repaired. They offered repair services. The thumbsticks had broken. It's like a 20-year-old little redheaded girl, cute girl behind the counter, whatever. And okay, I'll come back for the control in a week, this, that, and the other. And I was wearing a plaid shirt. And my wife is there with me, and I'm paying for this repair, giving her the controller, whatever. And she's like, "You look like a friendly lumberjack." And I was like, "Okay."
The shit.
And I was like, I'm not. I see the bounce pass. I'm not taking the ball. Sorry. So anyway, we go home. Dude, like 3 years later or something, we're doing something. My wife's like, "Well, maybe you're just a friendly lumberjack." You know, and this is like 15 years ago. And then fucking like literally like 6 months ago, she said it again. I'm like, how do you remember this all these years later? It was like a throwaway comment.
You want to kill. You remember the people you want to kill. Have you ever been out with some woman asks, you're checking out somewhere, woman asks, you can't believe this shit. So are you guys like friends or boyfriend, girlfriend? And you're like, what the fuck, lady?
Bitch, you see my finger?
Oh, brazen.
Do you have anything like that where your wife goes, you know, she has some things she says to you 10 years later? Because I got the showstopper, but I'll let you guys tell me yours first. But I have an amazing.
I've got not, but it's not a quote. Yeah.
Oh, it isn't.
There was this lady, young lady, who when were we engaged or just married? I can't remember. But I was in my 20s, and there was this. I never noticed this chick, but she talked to me, but my wife is convinced that this redheaded chick was flirting with me, and she still brings her up. She'll be like, yeah, like that redheaded bitch in that class from 20-something years ago. I mean, she like fucking like, and I'm like, I don't even remember this person. And she's like, of course you don't. She's dead. And I went, what? Lady.
Our house was built on her.
Yeah,
our house was built on her corpse.
That's right. Yeah. No, not for long, Tammy D.
And guess who is here visiting us today?
Right.
Here she is.
Sean,
why don't you ever call our son?
No, that's right. I got some candy for you in my grab bag. Oh shit, honey. Let's do this thing.
Now,
Okay.
Jericho, do you
Let's
have
do
one?
this.
Because I want to tell you one that I know, but do you have one, Jericho, where your wife's like bringing shit up from 10 years ago?
No, but I
shit.
remember there were times where we'd be somewhere and have an interaction or something like with a cashier or something like that. And she'd be like, she was flirting with you. I was like, what? And I didn't even like notice it, but she was like, oh, she was that bitch. So it's definitely happened before. So, and I'm sure she's holding on to it.
That's right.
I still have the lumberjack shirt. Maybe I'll wear it next week. I still have that one. Maybe it still works.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it still works.
It still has its powers.
I will not say who this is to protect the innocent. And I do think I love these people. I love the guy and his wife. They're great people. And this is just part of a woman's nature. I don't blame her at all for this. But he told me, husband and wife, people I know, could be a relative, could be a friend, could be just a stranger on the internet. I don't know who it is. Laying in bed, I think, and the wife tells him in the darkness, in the silence, that if she dies, these are the 4 women he cannot marry.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow.
Women always say crazy shit like
I
that.
love shit like that. It's funny, you know,
fucking
in the
crazy.
moment. It's not funny in the moment. It's funny later.
I had this dream that I was like, what?
Oh,
Another fucking dream? What did I do now? You know, anytime she has a dream, what the fuck did I do now?
Yeah, I've got no mercy. Then I'll just like correct the dream. Nah, it's this person I was dreaming about.
No. Every Wednesday night, this person.
How come in your fantasies I'm always with just one girl? Like, you just take it home.
Anyway.
You don't get it.
Anyway, friendly lumberjack moving things along here. So he goes to the Midnight Madness to watch movies with this old fella here, and he loves Jack Slater. And it's weird. I don't know what his mom does for a living. I didn't catch it if she's a waitress or a flight attendant or an attorney. I don't know what his mom does, but he stays out till 2 a.m. watching movies at this place. This kid in this empty theater, and he goes to school all busted and tired.
New York City, 2 a.m.
Right,
little Danny.
Right. So it's very weird that he's out late. We don't get a proper explanation, but I don't think we need one. This movie's pretty whimsical. It definitely is for teenage boys, I think, this movie, because the kind of fantasy you would have where you're a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jack Slater, and you get sucked into the movie universe with him. That's basically the premise here, you know. So what's up with the Hamlet thing? When does that show in the movie? I don't even remember.
He's daydreaming in class. They were watching a movie, and then so of course it turns into Arnold. But that's the ridiculousness of it. He has a Zippo smoking a cigar in like fucking the 1400s or whenever the fuck was around. So he has a gun and shit. It's just ridiculous. It's over the top ridiculous.
That scene is really funny. They're redoing Hamlet. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is obviously the main character, and he's shooting people with like an Uzi, and he ends up blowing up the castle. And and doesn't he say like to be or not to be? And then he blows up the castle or whatever.
He goes to be or not to be, not to be, and then he hits the detonator to blow up the fucking castle.
Yeah.
So the only thing that bothered me about that whole sequence when I watched it was that they chose, the actors that they chose, which was it Olivier? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Or who was it that they chose as she goes, this is the first action star or something like that. And I went, okay, lady, at your age, you know who the action heartthrobs were from every decade that you've been in. And I found myself thinking, if you were going to do the first action star, it was almost like they were trying to cram somehow getting Arnold to say Shakespeare to this. But I was thinking, if you really wanted to market it that way, and I really think Arnold deserved that in a weird sense. I know this is going to sound like an odd thing, but he really is in so many ways the last true action hero. Looking back on it, like he is the last.
He is.
I would have loved to have seen Douglas Fairbanks and Zorro in those movies, and then just to see him, like you could put him in anything. Playing a Mexican fencer, but with a machine gun. Like, I thought you could cut in the action because I think the juxtaposition was so worthy, And so while I got, how do I put this? While I got the joke, I got like what they were trying to set up. I remember thinking to myself, he's like, when Arnold retired from himself as a proper action star, he was too fucking young. He was like a fighter who retires too young, and then like
Right.
you're like going, not yet. And it was almost like I felt like they could have done The Last Action Hero, but and have it not be, you know what I mean? Like that was the one thing I found myself thinking, because he is in that lineage, whether you like it or not. He Douglas Fairbanks, Errol Flynn, all the way through the Westerns to the Duke. You know what I mean? You get to cigar smoking Arnold. He is on that Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, and what interrupted his career was being the governor. Those were years he could have been making more awesome action movies, and he wanted to be the governor of California. So
California.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is what, a year before True Lies. So we still had some in the tank, but even after this, he started getting into the late 90s, the fucking Sixth Day and all that bullshit. Like he really started fucking up.
Tammy, sorry. This is semi-important. I want to address it. Sorry to interrupt. No super chats for me till February. I posted some Instagram reels to YouTube, not thinking about it because it's like, oh, that's not your content. And so yeah, they gave me a slap on the wrist and said you can have your money back in February. So sorry about that. But I should put like a Cash App in the chat or something. Does that work? I should maybe do that. Yeah, not tonight. It's too late to do that. But I shouldn't have posted stuff from Instagram to YouTube. I did not even think about it. Anyway, where was we? Okay, so he heads home after, right? And his mom's scolding him, and she's yelling at him about school, right? Because he's not doing good, and she's got to go.
Yeah, she got like a call from the school that he wasn't there because he's ditching and fucking going to the movie theater. But what do you expect him to do? I mean, there's nobody home to make sure he goes to school. She's probably gone before he fucking wakes up. So he's on his own making kids making big time decisions, and that's not going to work good because they don't know shit. But she's like, I'm trying, Danny, please, will you work with me, please? And all this shit, totally putting too much pressure on him to watch out for himself and be a fucking adult and cook his food and all this kind of shit. Just totally fucking this kid up being a single mom. This as well went over my head as a kid. But I mean, yeah, it's entertainment to enjoy.
But where does he live? He lives in the suburbs, right? He lives in suburban. You know what? Fuck it. Never mind.
New York City.
Yeah, it was weird that I was in a cameo in this where I was like going, go to the movie theater, kid. I gotta spend some time with your mom. Like it was. I felt bad about that in hindsight. It was
2020.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, hindsight's what you know.
The worst part for the child of single mother isn't being told to make yourself scarce because you want to have alone time with the mom. It's the boyfriend of the mom eating his Lunchables. I think that's what really hurt him.
That's look. I was hungry for starters, and it didn't see his name on it.
You didn't put your name on it. Lesson learned, kid. Put your fucking name on it.
By the way, I licked all the other Lunchables. I'm having them tomorrow.
I licked them all like I lick your mother.
Yeah.
So
gross.
His mom goes off to work or whatever, and some meth head with a switchblade breaks into their apartment, wants to rob him. He hurts him pretty bad. He scuffs his hand up there, and scares the shit out of him. And then I guess the kid does run off to the police station. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And he
reports it all. Hope so.
And that's a weird part of the movie for me. Like they cut to the police station. It's the very end, obviously, of him filing the report or whatever. And the cop says, "Your mother wants you to go straight home." And she'll be there when she finishes work. And I'm thinking,
dude, he
just not to be this guy, but if the boy called and the mother knew the house got robbed, I think she'd leave her fucking job and come home. I'm just saying.
I was kicking him to return to the scene of the crimes.
Right. So that was a little hard for me to swallow. That he almost got killed by a meth head, and the mom's like, I got to finish this shift at Denny's. I'll be there when I get there. Okay, kid? Keep your pants
I'm working a double, kid. Like, wait a minute. A drug addict broke into your house and put a switchblade to your child, and you got to finish up? Gus said you had to clean the floors? What the fuck? Dude?
Maybe his mom's
like... I expected the cop to be, here, kid, take this gun. Like, is anybody watching this kid? What the fuck
the red
am I
dot,
watching?
Safety's off, no red dot, safety's on. Pointed in the direction of the intruder. What the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, that was
that
a little,
shit was fucking crazy.
Little weird. I feel like they could have rewritten that a little bit.
What? Hey, Mom, can you come home for a minute? Fuck. Or the police make him stay at the station until she comes to get him.
Right. But if they did that, he couldn't then disobey the police officer and run to the theater.
Little shit.
I'd run there too, man. Get
Right.
the fuck out
It's
of
the
here.
only place he's safe. The fucking movie theater with the old pervert.
Ugh.
Yeah, you like to watch movies with gladiators in them, Billy. Like this got into some crazy shit.
I knew you'd be back, kid.
Do you know a lot about Turkish oil wrestling, son?
No. Oh man.
You ever put baby oil on a man's back? Give me.
God,
I do it myself, but I just can't reach like I used to.
Yeah,
I can barely clap, but it's like, God.
Ugh.
No, but it's we have, this is the craziest thing about it too, which is we have these movie palaces and these movie theaters here, even in some of the small towns, these incredible movie palaces. And I do think that was a great selection for this flick to have that time portal be in one of these, you know, and talking about Harry Houdini. And that was a really cool, premise, that it was a ticket given to him by Harry Houdini. I think that was a really cool aspect.
Right.
of it.
Yeah. To cheer the boy up, I guess, for getting robbed by a meth head. He's like, hey, you remember that Jack Slater 4 that I was advertising? It doesn't come out for a week or two, but I have the print and I was going to watch the print tonight to make sure everything was okay. You want to watch it. So then he gives him a Willy Wonka golden ticket, like Sean said, that was given to him by Harry Houdini when he was a boy. Houdini played this theater. It's a magic ticket given to him by the greatest magician in India when he was a boy. And he's like, I never tore the ticket to see what its magic power was. I was too afraid. So he gives the boy the ticket, tears it in half, and then he puts Jack Slater 4 on the screen. And
he has a ticket, and he makes him. He's like, "Hey, kid, your first robbery? Come here. Yeah, all right, kid. Here, watch this movie." So he tears the ticket, and then the old man acts like he's the ticket taker, and he's going through the song and dance of it, and then he gets his popcorn, and he puts a ticket in his like breast pocket of his shirt or whatever, his jacket. And he's sitting there and he doesn't notice that the ticket's like coming to life and all this electricity is coming off of it and shit. And then next thing you know, he's watching the beginning of the movie. And it's, again, the beginning of the movie is cool. The 90s up the coastline footage, you know, in a helicopter, they're flying on the coastline. You see some cool house on the cliff. And then it's this guy. They zoom in and he's
Jack Slater's second cousin being held by this mafioso who wants the information out.
His favorite second. He's my favorite second cousin.
God.
And and they're gonna kill his second cousin to get whatever information they need to stop Jack Slater.
And he's watching Danny is watching the movie, so he hears what the actors are saying. And later in the movie that comes back, he tells Jack Slater what he heard the hitman say at the mansion, but how does he know? He wasn't there. But the guy's sitting there, or he's tied up and he's like sitting on the ground. He's next to a barrel and it has a target on it. And then you see boom, and there's a bullet right in the bullseye, like dead center, like a fucking robot shot that shit. And you look and it zooms in on the smoking barrel, and then you have the guy with the glass eye with the target in it. He's this guy's hitman. He's a dead eye, for no pun intended.
And it's the father from the Lannisters of Game of Thrones, Charles Dance, the actor. He was the king of the Lannister family, the boss of the Lannisters. Same actor.
And more importantly, the villain from The Golden Child. And let me tell you something.
Yeah, my dear sweet brother Noomsy.
My dear sweet brother Noomsy. This is the thing, is that the if I got to talk about some of my early crushes and some of my early realizations, that movie was the one that made me realize there is nothing on earth sexier than a woman wearing one of your button-down shirts. Not a damn thing I can think of. Now, just the button-down shirt, to be clear. There is absolutely nothing.
Yeah. See those bottoms there. Yeah, this is so he's and that guy, he talks like this. Like, it's very drone. He has this cadence to his voice. But he kills, he shows him that he could kill him. He hits that target next to him. And then he's taking groceries to his fucking favorite second cousin.
It happens. He's old.
Yeah, because of course he's the kind of guy who's gonna go grocery shopping for his uncle, his cousin. And so he takes the groceries in there, and he notices something like the door's ajar. The door's like open. So he pulls the gun out of his waistband, of course, because who has time to put their gun in a holster? You want to put it loaded and everything right, pointing at your dick. And so he pulls it out and he like goes in and makes entry and sees his cousin tied up, all beat up and shit. And then he fucking he has there's like cards and he's dying, right? He's like, I'm dying. Who did this to you? Was it Vivaldi? And he has these cards and it says 5, 4, and then and he puts 2 and 2 together. There's a bomb in there, and he fucking runs out and he jumps and boom, jumps off the porch. Oh, and there was a patrol car that pulled up of 2, uniformed cops, and they helped him, make entry into the house. So the house blows up
just in the nick of time.
Yeah, he jumps, full Superman off the porch, blows up the house. Huge fireball explosion, blows up the cop car. And then you see, and this is where the first bit of comedy comes into the movie. So he's laying on the front yard, the explosion and shit. And in reality, he would be vaporized along with those cops. But they're in a tree. They're like 20 feet up in a fucking tree. And the black cop, the older black cop, he raises his head and he's like, I'm getting too old for this. And then you hear the saxophone, like, a nod to Lethal Weapon, where Riggs or Murtaugh's, I'm getting too old for this shit, Riggs. So that was fucking funny. It was the 2 cops in the tree. Again, over the top. They're not going to be like fucking in a tree, smoldering and shit with soot on their face, but it's hilarious. So then he gets up and then you got the AC/DC, fucking.
Yes, big gun.
That shit. Hey, that shit came in. And it's perfect, everything's turned up, even the not quite theme music, but the action sequence music that's even turned up. AC/DC, fucking perfect. The editing and everything when that song came in, the camera angle kind of swinging around the house as he's standing up off of the front lawn. Of course, not a scratch on him. That's a common theme throughout this. Not a scratch on him. He gets in situations. The next scene, he's totally fine. It's fucking
the tar pit is still the best.
Tar pit was fucking hilarious. And so yeah, he's fine, but now he's pissed off because you killed my favorite second cousin. And so screaming around the corner. Of course, this guy, I'm never gonna try to remember his name. He's this guy doesn't need a name. The Asian dude, handlebar mustache.
He's in everything. He's in everything.
Fucking everything.
You don't remember his name and certainly never hear his voice, guys.
I won't. I don't ever want to hear him speak.
I never will forget. Like, I was like, oh, wow, they're interviewing this guy in the Big Trouble in Little China special edition. He's like, yeah, bro. Like, so I was like, it's like, that's my go-to. And I was my nose actually, I didn't like cry, but my nose just suddenly bled out of one nostril.
Yeah.
I was like, what have you done? What?
But he's a Californian, and he had that surfer god kind of accent.
You can't come back from that, man. But this dude,
pineapple on pizza, right? Go to hell,
dude. He lends credibility to your action movie. It's of a certain standard if this guy is in it. So I mean, Lethal Weapon. This guy's been in fucking everything, and so he's a henchman. And that too, that's turned up. They knew what they were doing when they hired this dude. They really wanted to ratchet everything up, from the characters to the actors who played the characters, the music. So these guys come screaming around the corner in a custom 62, 63 truck, red, and these guys are in the back and they're fucking shooting machine guns. And he hops in his car, takes off. Now we're in a chase, and these guys are shooting, and this dude starts lighting sticks of dynamite and throwing them. And so remember when his ticket started having the electricity come off of it, now these 2 worlds, these 2 dimensions, the movie and the real world, are now connected. And this dude fucking throws like a bundle. There's like 5 or 6 sticks of dynamite together. He throws a bundle of dynamite and it goes through the screen or out the screen and into the movie theater.
Right.
And so the dynamite's rolling down the aisle next to this kid. And he's like, what the fuck? And so he turns his popcorn over on top of it to put it out, and he runs and he jumps. He runs toward the screen and he jumps and it blows up. And now he's inside the movie and he's in the back seat of Jack Slater's car. But Jack Slater, he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's in the movie. So this dude thinks he's Jack Slater. He's like, what the hell are you doing in here? But he looks in the back seat and there's a fucking kid, but he's in the middle of a car chase, the bad guy, so he can't stop. So he has to bring this kid along on this fucking, high stakes, deadly car chase, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's awesome, and they're just shooting their like submachine guns at him and all this stuff.
Yeah,
And again, it's that teenage boy, like middle school, not high school, concept of violence. As they chase him down the neighborhood streets, there's an ice cream truck, and Arnold somehow shoots this guy, the mustache guy, the fake Hulk Hogan, and that guy flies into the ice cream truck, goes through the window, and a second later, the ice cream truck explodes into a fireball
for no fucking reason.
Right, for no reason, the man's body blows up an ice cream truck. But then, right after that, the Asian guy's dead with an ice cream cone piercing his skull, stabbing him right in the base of his brain or his brain stem and killing him.
There was levels of things that I don't think were kid appropriate. To blow up a full ice cream truck, I mean, that was very difficult for me to watch.
Yeah, all that ice cream wasted.
Wasted.
Senseless. But it was so fucking funny. It's just so ridiculous. And so the guy throws a thing of dynamite and it lands in his back seat on the floor next to the kid. And so he turns the car so the dynamite rolls into his hand so he can just take the fuse and fucking just put it out with his hands.
Now what do we like? What do we like here better? Soft served or brain freeze? Which one do we like?
Freeze. I like the brain freeze.
What about this one? Can you go real hard on this?
Yeah, soft serve.
Is Arnold, are you ever soft?
No, never. I'm constantly hard.
Constantly? just constantly.
Wait,
just
under
rock
Arnold's dick is there a grenade launcher?
Yeah. I'm rocked up constantly.
Really?
Yeah, my dick's hard.
All the time?
Yeah. For nothing, no reason. I'm asleep, I'm awake. In a business meeting or wherever.
Oh goodness. Has anyone ever like commented like, hey, Arnold, this is a business meeting, man. You don't like wear sweatpants to the business meeting, do you?
I mean, it's usually inside my building that I own my production company, so they're lucky if I have pants on. They're all in there.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that explains that. All right, Arnie, we got to get you out of here. We got to get back to more brain freeze.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, God, I resigned right there. I felt sad.
Okay.
Conehead. That's okay. That one. Wait a minute. Is the burning ice cream truck like a thaw? Could be. Fun fact: that isn't actually a gun he's holding. That's his. No, Captain Arnold. No.
His fucking dick. He's holding his dick. So yeah, he brings this kid along, makes no effort to get him to safety.
Are you saying that his wiener has also a grenade launcher attached to the bottom?
Of course.
Sure it does.
If somebody's dick's gonna have a grenade launcher attached to it, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger in a fucking
action. I mean, if you guys don't realize that Stallone's, M60 has, for some inexplicable reason, a grenade lodged in the front of the gun.
That is awesome.
The Rambo 2 poster is still. Like, that's what 14-year-olds draw. Like, I don't see if when you draw as a kid, that's the gun you're drawing. The illogical, the knife with a laser sight, all that shit is getting drawn.
Yeah, this is amazing right here. You have to see this. Hold on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Open image in new tab. Okay, so this right here, folks, that is Sylvester Stallone holding a large, light machine gun. But for some reason, someone stuck a rocket-propelled grenade in the barrel of the machine gun.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go well.
Now, if he pulls that trigger with the grenade in the barrel, I don't think it's going to go well for there to be a Rambo 3. I don't think
it'll
so.
probably blow up and he'd go with it.
So it's a great painting, though. Aside from the technical error with the firearms, it's an absolutely superb painting.
But the group that they're targeting wouldn't even see that.
No. I didn't see it until like a year ago when I saw this. Yeah. I didn't notice that growing up.
It makes total sense. But
I still don't know what you guys are talking about. No.
We skipped the very beginning of the movie.
Oh.
The very, very beginning. Because it opens with that scene on the roof where that guy, isn't that in the beginning? Where the guy has the kids hostage on the roof.
Oh,
fucking hell, man. Yeah. Oof.
So he shows up. That's the opening scene. So he shows up. This guy with a real scary looking dude. He's the bad guy in RoboCop 2. with that kid who was the fucking drug kingpin. He's the crazy guy whose head or his brain they put into the bad robot. So that dude, he has this really, really like big mouth. He looks fucking crazy, but he's a bad guy, and he has like this yellow raincoat on, and he has this like third grade class of kids hostage on the roof. And so one of the kids, it's Slater's son's, this guy. It's Slater's son's class who's up there, and he hates Slater, for putting him in prison or whatever, and he kills people with this axe. But it's like this axe with a big blade. It has these two sharp things off the back of it. It looks fucking cool. Again, something that a 13-year-old kid would draw. It wouldn't just be a regular axe. So they shows up, and he wants to talk to Jack Slater. He wants Slater to be there. So Slater shows up. You got all the, and something I never understood. They just, not only in movies like this where it's like satirical almost, or it's a spoof on a movie, but in like action movies, serious movies, you'll have a hostage situation like in a city, Chicago, New York, or something like that, and people are like 50 feet away behind barriers. Like, why the fuck would you want to be that close to this whole police, this hostage situation, all these cops and shit? Like they wouldn't let people be that fucking close. But like Ghostbusters, great movie, but the people aren't going to be at the bottom of the building where the fucking hole in another dimension has been ripped into the sky and fucking where they can get hit by falling debris. But anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit, man, because when you have one of those axes, it never misses. I'm going to tell you this right now. Never, especially when thrown. Like, again, see, this is the thing. I had problems that might be ongoing. I always identified with the wrong characters in these movies. And I remember seeing the trailer for this, and I thought, now that's a life goal. And people were like, no, that's a villain, Shaft. That is a tall, deformed, psychopathic villain. And I was like, you say tomato,
I like the prosthetic makeup they put on where they added the orbit bone on his eyes. Like it makes him look like very, very skeletal. And then he has this horrible fake teeth that he's wearing. And this guy's just he is brutal looking, this guy. He is so ugly.
He's getting searched by
he has the gloves on. He has like the steel mesh shirt thing underneath it.
Yeah, and that's the guy, the bad guy in Commando. Had the steel
right, with the nipple rings.
Gay Frankenstein. Remember, he was Gay Frankenstein.
Bennett. Yeah. So he has the axe, and so Slater shows up, and it's all the cops are there and stuff, and he has that stereotypical captain or lieutenant who's always yelling at him, "You blew up half the city. The mayor's breathing down my neck. You're supposed to be suspended. What the hell are you doing here?" And he's fucking screaming at him. He's like, "You better not go in there. All right, if you go in there, you're not going to be a cop." And he fucking takes his badge off and drops it. He's like, "I'm fucking going up there." And so he gets on the radio, and Arnold has a cigar, and he's walking toward the entrance, and there's all these SWAT guys there, and he tells them, "Don't let him in the building." And the guy has his back turned, and he says "Yo, yeah, no problem. This will be easy. Don't worry, I won't let him in there." And he turns around, and Arnold's standing there. And this is my favorite Arnold one-liner ever. He tells the guy, he's all, "So I heard you want to be a farmer. Well, here's a couple of acres," and he kicks him in his fucking balls. But he kicks him so hard, the guy flies like 20 feet in the air behind him. It's like, like a cartoon. Right. He said, "Here's a couple of acres."
Wow. That's a good line, man.
Dude, that's a great line, man. I love that shit. But then, he goes up there, and he has a grenade, and he says, "Let the kid go or we all die." And he's like, "You're not going to kill everybody. You're not going to kill your son." And so he throws the grenade over there, and the kid picks the grenade up, and he tells him, "Yeah, let me see the grenade. Let me look at it." The kid's holding it in his hand, and so Arnold had told his son, he showed him that there's really a knife in there. So the kid takes the knife, pulls it apart, and there's a knife, and he stabs the guy. The guy goes, "Ah!" and he throws the axe, and this was one of the scenes that was in the previews that made you want to see this shit. It was super cool. Right. And Arnold's falling back, and the axe flies, and it barely misses his face in slow motion. And the axe is coming at the camera. And so it was fucking cool. And so he picks the gun up, boom, boom, shoots the guy, and the guy goes backwards like he's going to fall off the building, and then it goes blurry. And then so that's when the kid realizes, he goes, "Hey," whatever the old man's name is, he fell asleep, and the movie's fucking up. So then it goes into him going home and get in trouble, in class or whatever, and get in trouble with his mom. So that was like the opening scene. But that's my favorite Arnold. Better than, Knock Knock and all that shit from Commando and Predator. Nah, man. He said, "I heard you want to be a farmer. Here's a couple of acres."
Oh
Fucking
man,
kicks him
Oh,
in his nuts.
that was
Mr.
some rough
E.
shit.
Would we rather have seen the Jack Slater movie than The
Oh.
Last Action Hero, though?
Weird.
I wonder.
I don't know. That looks like a pretty crazy fucking action movie too. I don't know. I'd rather.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that one too.
I'd rather not see this guy's face.
Yeah, that was some
You
crazy
know,
shit.
He's such a great actor. I mean, he played the guy who becomes RoboCop 2 in RoboCop 2, but he had a great cameo as a paraplegic hacker who gets the bank information for Robert De Niro in Heat. He's like sitting there and he's like, how do you get this information about how the money's getting to the bank? He's like, this stuff's just floating through the air. You just got to know how to grab. It's like, really, it's a part that is like many of the parts in that movie Heat that are very, very short, but you need top people doing it. And he's just one of those actors who just knows how to deliver. Great actor.
Interesting. This is great makeup they put on him. He's so ugly.
Great makeup.
Yeah, dude, he looks
so ugly.
fucking
It's
scary.
distracting. Jeez.
Straight up scary.
Yeah, it's. I feel like this is what a girl's gonna find at the very very last guy on Tinder that's left. This is the last.
Well,
guy.
The bottom.
I don't think look. He is a first round draft pick all the way. You know, girls, if you like a little excitement, he pulls up to your house riding a giant axe. You know,
Can't do that, man.
No,
maybe not. You know what? Maybe not. That's
probably not.
You never know.
All right, well, moving on from this guy. So yeah, we got this awesome chase, going. And it's the action is really crazy about the ice cream stuff, the cars flying off the bridges, and what the fuck happens here?
Oh, that's where the truck crashes. They have like a little standoff, where he's revving his engine, they're revving their engine. And then they're playing chicken, basically, and the bad guys in the red truck, they chicken out. They turn and they fly through this building, and one of the guys catches on fire, and he's walking through, and he falls in the fountain. So that's what that is. And then there's all these girls that are wearing like this latex, like this really over the top, like Hollywood latex, like neon colored costumes, and one girl has like motorcycle fucking rear view mirrors coming off her tits and shit.
Very bizarre.
Very bizarre. Everything, I'm telling you, every detail of this movie.
Video, or what was it supposed to be?
Yeah, they're filming like a music video or something.
Okay,
it was very like LA, and every aspect, every detail of this movie is turned up to 10.
Yeah, they do go over the top on this. I think I have questions about this, and I think that it would be a good idea to bring in a friend to maybe phone a friend and get some answers to some of the weird stuff about this. The Ripper is here.
Ooh.
What does this guy sound like? I can't decide what does he just sound like a little bit like this? What do you think he's always just kind of out of breath or something?
You could tell like he has like prosthetic teeth in because he's always like closing his lips over his mouth. Hey, John. Like, or Jack.
A lot of licking and stuff,
Yeah. Very noisy mouth. Dude has a very noisy mouth.
Okay, well, we'll bring him in later. We got to I need his opinions on some world events and stuff like that. And
what about I feel like he should sound like, some people call it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade. Anyway, damn near split his head in half.
He is
mustard potatoes.
That's right. You got anything to eat, Mar?
I don't know. He's I feel like he has a very hard time. That's what we should bring him in and ask him about. We should ask him about his dating life. We should ask him how it's going. Oh, he's back.
Hey,
you don't mind if I call you Rip, do you?
No, that's fine.
That's the voice. He's Jordan Peterson.
You called me the other night, and I'll always talk to you, man, but you can't call me at like 3. I know you were upset. Another one didn't work out, but how is your love life? I know you've been lonely. It's the holidays. have you thought about what I told you about maybe working on the appearance? I'm not saying you're ugly or weird. You have unconventional good looks, and that was my advice to you. Maybe thinking about re-examining the way you present yourself. Have you thought about that?
Well, it's very hurtful for you to tell me I can't call you at 3 a.m. That's my time to shine.
Are you usually up in the middle of the night?
Oh yeah, I'm a night person. How else am I supposed to peer into those bedrooms? But I've had ladies in the past that they usually don't let me go down on them due to my mouth and my tooth situation.
I don't need the intimate details. I just think maybe you could take a dental trip to Mexico. You get, Tijuana is one of the leading plastic surgery and dental centers in the world. You can get it done much cheaper there.
But I think it adds character.
It is unique. It doesn't bother you when you're chewing, like.
No, I'm okay with the way they look. It's everybody else who's grossed out by my mouth,
right?
My huge skeletal eyes.
Well, it's because we can see it, and you mostly don't see it unless you walk by a mirror or something like that.
I don't know. I think I'm a catch. I have a lot of mirrors in my house.
Have you thought about what I told you about just going fully shaved on the dome there? Just, you're hanging on to the remnants of a lost civilization that you might as well just go full, just dome it up, man. Get it shiny.
Yeah, I might do that, but it's hard to say bye to these. My hair has been with me the longest. Everyone I know is dead, but my hair, it's always been there.
Okay, well, I just think it might, like a new look, a new you. Maybe it'll turn things around for you.
Well, like she's all that.
Right.
Give me a makeover.
Well, remember how hard it was when you got fired from the Circle K, and then you called me, and they didn't like your attitude. Remember? So new job, new haircut, do something about the teeth.
No, I think the reason they let me go is because I kept putting my dick where they keep the hot dogs warm and it rolls them. It's constantly turning them over.
God.
You weren't worried about getting pinched by that machine?
That was what I was hoping for.
Oh.
You get off your way, I get off mine.
Yeah. Well, so what do you say? Final verdict. We going to Mexico for the dental vacation? Maybe get something done about at least the one on the front that's going sideways, that one? Because you get a lot of
I'm open for new adventures. Let's give it a shot. I can always go back to ugly.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, you know what they say about Latino women. Maybe you'll run into the love of your life down there in Mexico.
Yeah, a little señorita.
Yeah. I think things are turning around for you, Rip. I believe in you. I think you can do it, man.
We'll see.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Rip. Have a good night. Don't call me till the sun comes up, at least. Okay, I gotta catch up on sleep.
I'll do my best.
Okay, talk to you later, Rip.
See ya.
Okay, poor Rip. Hi.
Lowered expectations.
Remember that skit? That shit was so
it's
funny.
The greatest skit.
It was awesome.
Lowered expectations. Oh man.
Arumafay defending Latinas everywhere. How dare you, Gabe? No Latina wants that.
What's that?
One of them has to. At least one.
And we should have let Arumafay talk to him. Maybe we'll let one of the ladies in the chat talk to him, because that's what he needs. He needs a woman's perspective, And she said, "Wipe your damn face." True. He is always glistening when I see him.
He's always moist.
Yeah, and I'm never sure what the hell's on him either. If that's water,
looks like a Krispy Kreme to me.
Yeah, some kind of glaze.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
He said that you absolutely ruined the hot dogs at the gas station next to his job. They'll just be crispy beans.
Sorry, man. That's where the character took me.
That's what I'm about to see. We need to get seriously, where is this agent we need for Jericho? I need him on set and being like, why are there green M&Ms? I need that. I need it in my life.
It's a Vapo rub on his face. What were you gonna say, Jericho?
I think Matt TV was funnier than SNL for longer.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I loved that character Stuart. Look what I can do.
Look what I can do. No. No.
Stuart,
Yeah,
no.
And I loved I
Stuart.
thought Bobby Lee was funny in anything he did. I think Bobby Lee's hilarious.
Yeah, man. Ari Spears,
Harry Spears.
Brian Callen, Will Sasso, Alex Borstein.
Yeah.
What was her name? Nicole. What was
I
her
don't
name?
remember.
Nicole something. She was the blonde chick.
Right.
Phil Lamar.
Yes.
Michael
Fantastic.
McDonald. Like, dude, what's
Fantastic
that?
pick.
Man.
Yeah.
Stephanie
All-stars,
Weir. Nicole Sullivan. That was her name.
All right. Horror of One.
Oh,
Did
and
you like
Deborah Wilson, too.
Deborah Wilson? Fantastic. Did you like Living Color? Yes. And Living Color was
yeah,
a phenomena. I was in middle school. It was only on TV for 3-4 years. And it was so funny. Wayans brothers, there's a lot of talent in those genetics. My goodness. So many of them are great actors and writers and just comedians. And of course,
Fire Marshal Bill.
the great Jim
Okay.
Carrey. I mean, we don't have Jim
Adios,
Carrey.
Arden.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's just revelation.
And the Cherub of Justice. Come on, man, the Cherub of Justice.
I mean, they can't get away with so. What about Handyman?
Never underestimate the power of the handicap. Dude, when he would fly, he would just fall out the window like this. His hands all twisted up, and he would just fall out the window and fly.
God!
Up in the wing.
Could we just say that what I believe one of the people on In Living Color, one of those comics, was fucking Jamie Foxx?
Yeah,
right.
Like you had guys, comedy was fucking amazing.
David Allen
during that time
Greer,
period.
Tommy
David
Davidson,
Allen
dude.
Greer.
David Allen Greer went to fucking Princeton or something like that, or Yale.
Have you ever heard David Allen Greer with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew on the Loveline radio show, where Dr. Drew would read David Allen Greer drug names, levonorgestrel, progesterone, and David Allen Greer would turn them into black kids' names. He'd be like, estradiol, I done told your ass to get in here. And dude, it is one of the fucking funniest bits I've ever heard in my life. Levonorgestrel, I told you not to be playing with them.
What was the character's name who was like wrote a song about it? Like here it goes.
Calhoun Tubbs.
Fatback had a bastard child.
Yeah, that's Calhoun Tubbs.
He just said every awful thing about the
Thank you very much. He was playing at the dude's fucking funeral.
Funeral was dark.
Right.
That's not even his child. Thank you very much.
Right.
And he had played the same melody.
I wrote a song about it. You want to hear it? Here it goes. Fatback had a bastard child. He and his wife couldn't wait. It's supposed to be this Fatback's funeral.
Oh, dude, it's so funny.
Who was was it their sister who did the skit about the mom on the phone giving parenting advice? And she's like, my solution to that is, of course, to give the child a nice, firm, open-handed smack in the mouth. It's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Kim Wayans.
Oh, Kim Wayans, man. That was fun. She did that.
What's her name?
So good.
Kelly Caulfield, Stephen Park, fucking everybody, man. They had I remember one skit they had with Jim Carrey. He played the little boy, and it was called Lassie 2000, and it was a pit bull. He fucking came in one time and it had like the mailman's arm in its mouth with the mail still in his hand. But they were treating it like, Lassie, what is it, girl? You got an arm in your mouth? What is it, girl? It was so fucking funny, Lassie 2000. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do they make fun of Michael Jackson? Like if you wanted to know who was in the news, just watch In Living Color.
Yep.
Whoever was fucking up in the news, they were making fun of him, man. That shit was too.
Vanilla
Vera
Ice.
DeMilo. I am Vera
fucking
DeMilo. Fucking. Oh,
I found the David Allen Greer stuff. We'll listen to like just a second of it here. This shit is so funny. So Dr. Drew was talking to a caller. For those of you that don't know, Loveline is an amazing program on in the 90s into the early 2000s. And it was young people calling up about drug problems, social problems, sex problems. And Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla, both brilliant men. I'm a huge fan of both. They would give advice. But it was also Adam Carolla is one of the best comedians and improv guys around. I love his improv skills. And David Allen Greer would come on the show, one of his buddies, and they would improv a lot of shit. So they took a serious call about some birth control medicine or something. And then somehow it led to, what would it be if these were the names of black children? Here's David Allen Greer, brilliant comedian. Let's listen to a little bit of this. This is so funny. Hold on. Share screen. Make sure the audio's on. Share. And then I hit Hit play on this. Listen up. Tell me if you can hear it.
It's the levonorgestrel.
And where's leaving industrial?
Or the north.
No, put that wiffle ball back down. Come in the house. So behind, I'm sick of these kids, man. Nothing to what? What is it? Epinestral?
What else? My tag name is Chris.
Mifepristone. Mifepristone.
I'm here to pick up mifepristone. Mifepristone, Mephistopheles. If you don't get into this Dodge comment, wear your behind out. And get that real, your sister, please.
Sure, what else?
Norgestrel.
Norgestrel. Norgestrel. Did you take my beer can? Norgestrel.
One more, Drew.
Yeah. Well, norethindrone. That was the original one.
Gotta be one more. Come on. Come on.
Oh my God.
Anything. It could be for high blood pressure.
Nulliparous.
Nulliparous. You are my oldest son. I have been. Nulliparous, please. Bring your bicycle in the backyard. Street lights is on. Now come on, stop now. Stop playing.
There's
That is. Go ahead.
Brilliant improv. There's a website. This is when I worked at Wildstorm like 15 years ago. Artist Livio Ramondelli showed me. It's called the Loveline Tapes. And some ultra fan of that show found thousands of episodes and just put them up free to listen to. And I listened to all like 5,000 episodes in like a year and a half and I would just be with headphones on, just working on comics, just laughing my head off. And that's how I became a huge fan of Adam and Dr. Drew. And David Alan Grier, oh my God, that bit. And he has another bit where he, some black singer in the 70s, and they would be recording a song, and then he would just start going into sexual graphic, what he's going to do to the lady. Cut. Listen, this is a romance song. And then and I saw him do it live at the Irvine Improv with Adam Carolla and some other. And I love David Alan Grier. I think he's so funny.
Yeah, that was
showing in that too, by the way.
There's
his
another
pronunciations of the freaking medications. I cannot pronounce those. And then he's improvising them, and then he goes into Mephistopheles. I was like, all right there, A student.
He's great.
He go to Yale. He's a smarty pants. He went to Yale. So.
He's from Detroit. And that's another character he did. It probably came from that bit about the singer, but Cephas and Reese on In Living Color. It was him and Kim Fields, and they were Cephas and Reese, and they would fuck up the words to like songs that people knew, like famous songs. But he was on another podcast called The Champs with Neil Brennan and Moshe Kesher.
Right.
And they had all these celebrities on there, and the David Alan Grier episodes, fucking hilarious. He tells a story about being at Yale, and Christopher Walken came in to the acting class, and this was after he was Christopher Walken, and they said that he was reading the script, like the book. He's reading the script, and they called him, or it was his turn to do the part, and so he closes the book, does the part, and then goes back into the script, and they look, and it wasn't the script. He had a magazine called Big Black Titties and Ass that was open inside the fucking script that he was supposed to be reading. But he was talking about how good of an actor he is, where he was like, looking at porno mags, and then he would stop, do his part, fucking kill it, and then go back to looking at these magazines. But the Champs, and they don't do it anymore. It hasn't been on for like 10 years or something, but they did a handful of maybe
that's
100 episodes or something. But the Champs, David Alan Grier, and it's like an hour long too. So they really like get to telling stories and shit. But he is fucking hilarious, man.
I'm gonna be right back.
Go ahead.
Just check the private chat. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
See you guys in a
Pizza's
second.
here.
And another one, Tommy Davidson. He's another
Tommy Davidson.
Dude, have you ever seen the bit that he does on the Spanish TV?
No.
Dude, Tommy Davidson, Spanish TV. That's one of the funniest fucking skits ever. He does the Spanish, sábado. He does that guy's voice and talks about, the Sábado Gigante and all these shows, dude. It is fucking.
If you're any bit Mexican, you know what Sábado Gigante is. So it's a variety game show, singing and dancing. It's a crazy show. on Saturdays. It's sábado, right? Sábado gigante means big Saturday. That's what it means. It's giant Saturday. it was a couple hours long, and it had this guy who was very stereotypical Mexican looking guy, big like fat Mexican guy in a suit with slick back hair. What was his name? Oh my gosh. He was the host of it for like 20 something years. I forgot. But and then there was the other one, Siempre en Domingo. That was another variety show, and that means always on Sundays. Siempre en Domingo. So anyway, we love comedy, we love improv. It's what we do, and it's like
Don Francisco.
Don Francisco. I mean, that just sounds like such a stage name, by the way.
Dude, 1986 to 2015.
Wow.
God damn.
Tommy Davidson and Jamie Foxx as Wanda. What was that one character? Shanae, right?
That was Martin.
Right. Oh, that was Martin. Dude, whoops.
Yeah.
Whoops. Yeah.
But man, Tommy Davidson Spanish TV is fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, and I do think In Living Color was better than SNL. I do think Mad TV was too. They were probably hungrier because they were, they weren't as prestigious, they weren't as famous, they weren't the brand name, so they're probably hungry like a chip on the shoulder, like, hey, we got something to prove here, So
definitely.
Yeah. So, anyways, after the big car chase and all that, Arnold and his little new partner, his new little sidekick, they go to the Los Angeles Police Department. They head in there and go ahead.
Where he plans to, find social services or something and drop this kid off. But the movie is so fucking ridiculous that they're going to make this kid, this 13-year-old kid, his partner. But you can see there, the officers are getting paired up with their new partners. There's a cartoon cat. There's fucking all these crazy people inside of the police station. And the police station's huge and it's open and lots of glass. It's very 90s, very LA. And he goes in there, the same screaming captain from before, and he's like, blah, 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 and he's just always fucking yelling and screaming at him, and it's so funny. And like, he's like, who's this kid? Who's this? Oh, I don't know, some kid. He's just peed in the back of my car and all this stuff, and he's trying to talk about the case, and he ends up making this little 13-year-old boy his fucking partner.
Right.
It's so funny. And he gets a call from his ex-wife. And so she's like talking his ear off, and you just hear blah, 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 from the phone and shit. And he opens a drawer and he has these tapes and the different tape for whatever scenario, whoever he's talking to, and he picks one and he puts it in the recorder and he presses play and it just goes, yeah, yeah. So he puts that next to the phone. He sits the phone down and puts that recording next to the phone and he walks away. Because all she's doing is talking. So of course he just goes, yeah. It's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, I do, I didn't see the movie when I was young, and I wish I would have. This would have been great to see. How old were you, Jericho? Like 13 or
13?
Yeah, this would have been perfect to see at that age. Yeah, because I don't know, it is a bit magical, the movie. I see why Arnold did it, and the cartoon cat is voiced by Danny DeVito. So again, that's how you know you're in the world of movies. What's his name? Like Detective Tails or Detective, I don't know, something. Whiskers, I think is his name.
He grabs her ass. That's why she turns around like in her karate stance. Because hey, toots, and he squeezes her ass.
Hey,
but yeah, it's so funny, man. It's so fantastical.
Right.
This whole movie. So yeah, he gets partnered up with a fucking 13-year-old kid to hit the streets of LA. Fucking crazy.
Oh, and then there's a fun thing here too. There's a stand-up at the Blockbuster Video for Terminator 2 starring Sylvester Stallone. That's fantastic, in another
because he's Jack Slater.
Yeah.
In this world, he's Jack Slater.
I'll be back, I'll be back. Maybe.
And he's he's there is no Arnold Schwarzenegger in this world. It's only Jack Slater. And all the women are beautiful. All the women look like that girl in the background. There's no and he tells him that. He's like, notice, he's like, we're in a movie, man. He's always trying to convince him that they're really in a movie. And he's like, oh yeah? Prove it. He's like, look at all these women. They're all gorgeous. Fucking, he asks this girl, what do you do for a living? She's like, I'm a model or whatever. He's like, look at this. This isn't real. All the women don't look like this. And Slater doesn't believe him that he's really in a movie.
Right. Oh, that's true. Yeah, all the women are outrageously gorgeous. And Stallone as the Terminator. I wonder if that would have been any good. I wonder if it would have.
Yeah, why not?
Come with me if you want to live.
You gotta,
when you do Stallone, you got to really hit the L on stuff. He's like, live. That L really like goes like that. It's that's one I've identified with him. but come with me if you want to live. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to see an alternate version like that.
Hell yeah. T1000 liquid metal. That would be fucking cool.
You can't just go around killing people. Why not? What do you mean why? Because you can't. Why?
He'll live.
We're not going to make it, are we? People, I mean. It's not. It's in your nature to destroy yourselves. I don't know. I want to see that movie now so bad. I suppose with the emerging AI technology, we can make an AI computer program make Stallone in the Terminator. That'd be fantastic. And no, I have to stay functional until my mission is complete. Then it doesn't matter.
Because you told me to.
Rotate those 2 locking cylinders counterclockwise. Do it. Now open the port cover. Pull to break the seal. Good. Now remove the shock dampening assembly. Now you can access the CPU. Do you see it? Be a different movie. For sure.
Give me your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle.
Sarah Connor. All right. So now they're partners. They got to go in around LA, and they have to go. Is this is a nod to Odd Job from Goldfinger, right? That's who this guy's an obvious nod to. And so this is the bad guy's mansion. So you've got Odd Job, and then you got a pyramid of Rottweilers.
Because he's showing him how well, he's showing him the dogs all show up, and he's showing him how well trained they are. He snaps his fingers, and they all get in this pyramid. Then he snaps it again, and they're all back, on the ground. And he said something like, "What if I snap my fingers one more time? 24 hours from now, you'll be coming out of 6 Rockweiler rectums." Basically, these dogs will fucking tear you apart. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Or he says, he pulls his badge out, and he's all, "Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me, the Tin Man." And so he has this basically, if you don't have a warrant, fuck off. And they turn to walk away, and he doesn't close the door all the way. It's still cracked. And he hears the kids say, "No, earlier he had your cousin on the lanai or whatever on the balcony, and he was talking to Vivaldi. But those are the only 3 people there." So he's like, "How the fuck did he hears him?" He's like, "How the fuck does this kid know what we said? And it was just the 3 of us. So they have a house bugged or something."
Right.
So then that's when they start looking into this kid, and he pulls his glasses down and shows a little "Have a nice day" eyeball that he changes out for different effects. And then they go to his house. He's like, "Well, since you're going to be working with me, I have to go home with my daughter." And so he has to, it's again another action movie. We got to stop at my house real quick. Very Riggs and Murtaugh. Right. Come over. We got to go by the house and all this stuff. So
is this like a farmer's daughter bit? Like, you come to my house and leave my daughter alone?
Yeah. She's just gorgeous, fucking, Mrs. Sampras.
Yeah.
And so they follow him there. They follow him there, and again, you think she's just going to be some damsel in distress, right? So they fucking show up. They grab the girl, they take her in the back room, and you hear her screaming. So you're thinking she's getting her ass kicked. This guy's beating her up. But while she's screaming bloody murder, she's kicking his ass.
Right.
She's beating the fuck out of the dude, kicking his ass, but she's screaming. So they think she's getting her ass beat. Like, yeah, this scene right here, she's like, but she's fucking this dude up bad. And so she takes some money and throws it in the fireplace as a signal to Arnold. If he's coming up and he sees like this weird colored smoke, that's a signal that some shit's going wrong.
Or that there's a new pope. So,
yeah, but I don't think that happened. I don't think that was the case. I think he thought something's wrong first. Then if it's red, something's wrong. If it's like purple, that means we got a new pope and I'm happy.
They do that, right? When the convention of cardinals or whatever in the Vatican, when they pick the new pope, white smoke comes out of the chimney or whatever. I'm not even kidding. That's like a real thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But she burns the money, and so he knows something's up before he gets there, kind of giving him a heads up.
These are such bad guys picking on kids.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But the kid's not scared because he knows it's a movie. He's not tripping. He's kind of ahead of everybody else. They haven't quite figured it out yet. And then this little nerd kid fucking comes to the door and they pull their guns on him, thinking that it's Jack Slater, but obviously the opposite of Jack Slater. It's just a little dork kid from school.
Would you like to buy a candy bar to support the marching band at high school?
Please. But he's a distraction. Then he fucking comes in, either comes through the roof or something, or comes down somewhere and starts, just
starts doing that to people.
Yeah, he just fucking dudes up, which is cool to see. I like to see the good guy who just demolishes the bad guys. Like there's no contest. He's just fucking these dudes up left and right. He gets shot, but they don't know that he has a bulletproof vest on. So he gets shot, and with a shotgun, and it hits him. He flies and slides across the floor. But it's cool because when he's done sliding, he turns his head and sits right up, almost like the Terminator, and
like the Undertaker.
Yeah, and just starts fucking dudes up again. It was crazy, but it was a good shot because the shot is like it cuts to the camera that's in the room where he's sliding into. So he just comes in the frame, boom, stops, and just turns his head and gets up. It's a fucking really cool, real cool scene. This whole scene is cool. Just bad guys getting fucked up.
Yeah, I do think that's one thing that, since it had that fantastical element to it, this story, they were able to really cut loose with the action. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the 80s and 90s action is insane, which is, for some reason, cars just always explode, but we love it. Like, I feel like if you watch an 80s or 90s action movie and a car gets hit or crash and it doesn't blow up, you're kind of like, hey, come on. I'm a little
There's some bullshit.
Right.
Or if you just shoot 2 or 3 bullets at the gas tank, that thing's fucking going up.
Right. Shouldn't have kept all that dynamite in the trunk,
Yeah. Or, just like Showdown in Little Tokyo, when he flipped over the car at Yoshida's house.
Right.
And then as he's driving away, he turns back. Boom, boom, boom. It's like 3 or 4 bullets into the gas tank, and it just fucking blows up.
If Shanth doesn't come back dressed like Dollar Store Jack Slater, I'm mad.
I'm fucking pissed.
We'll see.
You and me both. But yeah, man, it's very, very over the top.
Right. And they're really embracing Hollywood here. It is a parody, but it's also like a love letter to Hollywood. For instance, this super unnatural moon right here, the giant moon, that's a very, very Hollywood thing.
Yeah, like it would be fucking with the tide of the ocean if it was that fucking close. We'd be fucked up.
If, in fact, the moon is real and the earth is actually round, Jericho. I gotta derail us for a minute. I started following a bunch of people on Twitter that believe in flat earth. They don't believe in gravity. And I don't agree with them, but I love reading it because it's so dumb. I love it. I don't know why. This is like a guilty pleasure for me. And I see them arguing on Twitter with people about flat earth and the moon is a hologram or something and all this stuff. There's no such thing as gravity. You're being lied to by the man. And Scorpio's ready.
Scorpio.
No, I had to take the cats for a walk. I'm back now though.
Do the rest of the movie in the Stallone voice. I got no problem with that.
It is snowing in Rhode Island this time of year. So
I went out. I was walking the cat and
the dog, right? Cats.
Whatever it is. I don't. I own a pet. My point is, I don't know its name though, but.
You got you got something on your cheek there, pal. Just check out a mirror.
No, it was the cat who was doing it. No, what?
No, nothing's wrong. You just I don't know, little food on your face or something.
Huh.
Yeah, just something. It's
not
a lot.
You guys are comfortable. I mean, I'm not. I thought this was a no judging zone.
Captain Haruno's very offended. Actually, Sean's wearing whiteface.
So that's cultural appropriation.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I had this idea for an 80s action movie.
Okay.
And
lay it on me.
There's this
step one complete
kind of formula I have for it.
Yeah. Step one complete.
Are there let me ask, are there Colombian drug lords smuggling cocaine in this movie by chance?
Well, here's the thing. If you came into my house, my God, you could smell the coffee grounds. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the same substance that helped Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan write No Holds Barred in 3 days in a hotel room?
No, they fell asleep. It wrote the script.
Right. Same
For
thing.
this.
Same thing. Yeah.
You
Their
guys can't
hands
keep
were
up.
moving
We
while
got
they
it.
were asleep.
We got it.
Uh,
The kilo got it. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
Right.
goodness!
indeed.
I'm pretty sure I'm accidentally making bread in my nostrils again.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, fucking sourdough. You got a nice starter up your nose.
Yeah,
oh.
it's
He has
never comes
the
off.
poulet, right? The
That's
poulet for
right.
the sourdough.
This star there.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
this
shit happens.
stuff here for the sourdough. I do think
This
that's amazing how the lineage of the sourdough. When I went up to San Francisco, when I went up to NorCal, the inferior part of California compared to SoCal,
Wrong.
I went to
Wrong.
It's like you two take it outside.
the boudin, the boudin, the sourdough place, you know, up there by the wharf, and they were saying that the sourdough yeast that they have is from like the 1800s or the 1700s or something like that. But it's been the same one, been carried on forever. So I thought that was some nice trivial information. Very interesting.
Yeah, you're eating the same bread they ate like hundreds of years ago. That's awesome.
It is interesting.
Yeah, I have a hand towel like that.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Can it stand on its own?
Well, you can't really use it. It can't absorb anymore.
Oh,
It's more just like sheetrock.
Where is there anything where the nights are 6 months long? Well, I would say up by the North Pole, like Barrow, Alaska. I think it's like 3 months, like or something like that. Like they'll have right? Or no, that's the famous comic book that then turned into a movie that made IDW a success. That studio, 30 Days of Night, in that city, Barrow, Alaska. Right.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Or up near the Northern Lights and all that shit where it's light. I remember my dad telling me when he first got stationed there, it took him a while to get used to it being light outside because you wake up, in the middle of the night, it says it's 1:30. You think it's 1:30 in the afternoon and you missed the first 5 hours of work, and he flies out the house. Man. It was 1:30 in the morning. They're like, nah, we're not even open yet. Yeah, that's crazy. Fucking Earth, right?
This is where, so I had to again step away to walk, the ferrets, and I have to ask, what did a young Jericho Green make of this young lady? I may have missed such a story or an introduction.
He made a mess.
Yeah.
As Jay Moore, the comedian, says, he made a map of Hawaii.
Oh God, dang.
Oh
God.
Oh, there's the big island.
A bunch of little islands around it. No, I mean she was gorgeous. I mean, a 1993 Mrs.
Pete Sampras,
Veronica Vaughn,
Mrs. Sampras. Yeah, that'll work.
Yep.
Yeah.
From Billy Madison, Veronica Vaughn. He's like, so hot, want to touch the hiney.
Oh.
Adam Sandler, you legend.
I love Billy Madison. The one where he's Happy Gilmore, I don't like as much. I've talked to a lot of people. They prefer Happy Gilmore over Billy Madison. I prefer
Happy Gilmore.
Billy Madison is
Happy Gilmore.
Awesome. Happy Gilmore is fine because it
fine.
has the ultimate. I'm saying it's fine because it has my favorite bit of conflict resolution, which is you break a bottle and you come at that man. That is the single greatest fucking lesson.
Shampoo is better. No conditioner is better.
Dude, that motherfucker.
What are you looking at, Swan?
He runs in the mailbox. Nudie Magazine Day.
That's right.
Say, can I trouble you for a warm glass of milk? It helps me go to sleep. No, but you can trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up, and you will go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep. Check the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma. And if she goes, my hands hurt. Oh, yeah? Well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled 4 hours of landscaping duty. Anyone else's hands hurt? Oh, no. That movie is fucking hilarious.
What about The Waterboy, though?
Oh, yeah, that's another one. Your mama is wrong.
I like this. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast.
No. Yeah, Shooter McGavin. He's like pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast.
Bob Barker.
No.
pee in your pants is cool. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, that's right. I do love. I guess I did see. I give a shout out for the penguin emojis that I saw in the chat. But I love when he comes over, Tammy D, to Veronica's house and he sees the penguin holding the little martini glass. He goes, "Oh, sorry to interrupt." He goes, "Proceed." Fucking greatest shit.
I
Or
don't
when
know,
he's
man.
playing dodgeball with the kids. You want some of this? I didn't think so. Yeah, Billy Madison is great.
Happy Gilmore, I think that's the more. I don't know. I've never seen Billy Madison, but Happy Gilmore,
dude.
I lived off of that movie, and that shit is fucking.
You gotta watch Billy Madison too.
You
You
gotta
got
watch
Carl
Billy
Weathers, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's a game changer when you got Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
You know, in freaking Happy Gilmore.
That's all in the hit. It's all.
Yeah, but then
in
Norm
the hit.
Macdonald
Hey, man,
is in Billy
get off of
Madison.
me.
Right.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Norm Macdonald, when I think a comedian's gone too soon, the two most recent ones to me that were like the just kings of comedy, that Norm Macdonald, Patrice O'Neill, man. Those guys were just masters,
Brutal.
dude.
Yeah. Norm Macdonald, fucking
So
funny, dude.
So
just
funny.
that straight face, fucking.
A father was had his daughter in his lap, driving his car. She was only 12 years old and got into an accident, which proves a theory I have. Women can't drive. That was his joke. And I was like, what the fuck? And he did not care if the audience laughed and people didn't get it. He's like, no, like they were talking about how he would talk to people before the show and they'd go, "Yeah, Norm, the writers room, we don't think that's gonna play." And he'd go, "Oh, okay, all right." And he'd just go out there and
do it anyway. Like, what the fuck?
Because he thought it was hilarious.
He knew. Obviously, he knew better. Norm.
Very interesting here from MJ1 Media. Fun fact, the house explosion in Last Action Hero was also used for the end of The Last Boy Scout. Now, here's an interesting thing about that. Shane Black is the writer of both of those movies, Last Action Hero and The Last Boy Scout. Very interesting. Shane Black wrote them both. They both use the same exploding building, and they both have last in the title of the movie. Well, there you go.
Oh, you said Last Boy Scout? That's another one we got to do.
That's a Shane Black one.
Bruce Willis.
I've heard. I have to admit, I've never seen it.
Wayans,
I've heard it's great. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. Halle Berry's in it.
Okay, we're there.
Someone says your Norm impression. I don't know who he's talking to, you or Jericho. It was a great John Lovitz.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. John Lovitz.
That reminds me of the comic book guy on The Simpsons asking Bart, "Would you like this picture of Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore?" He has it for sale at the comic store. It's literally James Bond, Sean Connery, but it's autographed by Roger Moore instead.
Yeah, I would love that.
So
I would love to have that.
I would too, man. Shit, man.
So this would be a Shane Black Universe of Cop movie. Yeah, Shane Black, he's awesome. He does great movies, and of course, he'll always be our nerd marine in Predator. So,
yep, he will be.
What's his name in Predator? I don't even know that character's name.
I don't either.
I don't know.
I like when he says, he's like, I got a huge pussy. I got a huge pussy. Why'd you say it twice? She goes, I didn't.
Echo.
Stop or make a man out of you.
A sexual tyrannosaurus.
Make a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Dude, yeah, there's so many people that we actually had living characters. And I think that this movie is a strange one to watch now as opposed to then. Because watching this movie and understanding that, Arnold is not an action hero at the moment, it just made me think of so nostalgic, and I missed him, and I feel like we need his presence in Hollywood again. I feel like you just got to find something for him to do because he still got it. He's still Arnold. You're not going to make another one,
Can we have the 80s and 90s action stars lead the box office again? The leading man in a very feminist, anti-toxic masculinity, anti-father culture. Can it come back? I mean, of course, the answer is yes, but I wonder what it'll take. Because you see stuff like that damn Jack Reacher guy, and people love it. And it is old school, macho, tough guy, good looking, crazy with the one-liners. So yes, please bring it all back. Bring it all back.
Yeah, I think it would have to be a guy like Jack Reacher because you really want to hit him right between the eyes. Big guy, huge muscles. This right here, this scene where they're both all fucked up and dirty and dust all over him, and the little kid. This is a 13-year-old kid getting yelled at by a police captain like he's a fucking cop. The shit is hilarious. But it would have to be like somebody that looks like Jack Reacher, just a big, muscular dude. There's a damsel in distress, bad guys, huge body count, lots of blood, guns, muscles. Like really fucking do it. Not over the top, but take it to the limit. And you can make a really good action movie, I think, with that in mind.
Yeah, I think people are hungry for it.
Yeah.
I think people are very hungry for it. When those kind of movies come out, rarely they smash, dude. Like, I sent you guys a message last week. I went and saw Godzilla -1.
Yep.
Like, I'm not a crazy like Godzilla fan. I've seen a couple of the movies, but I'm not like passionate about it. But I've seen Godzilla fans, like Godzilla heads. They say it's the greatest Godzilla movie ever. I would say whatever. I can't compare it. I haven't seen a lot of Godzilla movies, but I would just say as a movie, it's fantastic. And it's funny. Usually the human story in a Godzilla movie, you're just kind of looking at your watch like, what are these people talking about? They're like arguing or military, political injury. The human part of Godzilla is better than the Godzilla stuff. And the Godzilla stuff where he's smashing the city and he's attacking the Navy and all that, and he's doing his crazy shit is awesome. But the human story of the main character and it's all about love and fathers and family and patriotism to these Japanese men. And it's a total throwback. And it's a hit. It's not wide released. It's not at a lot of movie theaters, but it's doing quite well. And everyone should go see it. To tell
it's a subtitled hit, dude. Like
it's subtitled. It's fantastic. And they said the budget was under $15 million. And it doesn't look cheap or bad or anything. The special effects look as good as any Marvel or whatever smashing the city.
Is it rated R or is it?
No, I don't think it's rated R.
I don't think so because there's no gore, there's no sex. They don't go crazy swearing. It's just old school bravery. It has. Remember when we watch a movie like Glory with Morgan Freeman and Denzel, and they're gonna die in battle and they're fighting to the last man. It literally has themes just like that, the glory of battle and stuff. And to juxtapose it, I just saw Napoleon like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Horrific, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They cucked Napoleon, one of the greatest military strategists in the history of the world. Say whatever you want about him being a dictator, emperor, whatever, but tell the truth about what the man's life was and his character. And I saw some Napoleon historians disgusted with that movie because it is cucked and he worships Josephine and he can't fuck and he can't get her pregnant, and like they have these sex scenes where he's all weird and pathetic and like and then he's mama's boy and he's got to get mama's permission for this and that and he's wimpy and when they fire the cannons he covers his ears like he's 7 years old. Wow. And they just make a joke out of Napoleon. And I thought Ridley Scott, Joaquin Phoenix can't go wrong. I thought it was going to be, and it sucked, dude. It was
listen, I was listening. So I don't know if you know this, but Shane Davis and I are both massive kaiju fans. My friend Michael of the Choice Voice. I don't think you guys have ever met him, but he's a really cool guy. I did way back. He was one of my first YouTube friends. I did a 4-hour stream where we talked about Blade. Like that's just how it is. And but Michael lives out in Oklahoma, but he's a massive Star Trek fan, or Star Trek and Godzilla fan. So we love Godzilla. The people that have impressed me the most with their reaction to the movie have been people like Ethan, people like you, even people like John Malin, who are not big Godzilla fans. And they're saying this is just a good movie. And I think it was even Ethan was saying his wife Andrea saw it and really liked it. Did you go with Adrian?
She loved it. She loved
it. There
it
is.
We're talking about a giant 300-foot lizard smashing Tokyo. My wife loved it because the human story, that movie could have been about anything. It didn't have to be about a radioactive lizard from the ocean. It was just about the people in Tokyo fighting for their lives, overcoming after the U.S. soldiers had decimated them and killed so many and what they had to fight back from. And it was all about like love and family and then brotherhood, the Navy guys that I won't spoil it, but holy shit, it has no business being as good as it is. I mean, it's a top movie for me of all time that I've seen as far as that theme of brotherhood and bravery and all that. Excellent. Very, very well done.
Do you know about the man behind it, though? This is the even more
Don't
impressive.
know nothing about the guy. I don't know anything about the Japanese movie studio.
He did a movie before this that kind of ties in called Kamikaze about something that Japanese culture has wanted to ignore for embarrassment reasons. That was a massive hit, some of the same actors. But he is a special effects guy, and he, as well as a director, he directed it, he wrote it, and he did the effects for it and shot it. So this guy, this one dude, made it happen, and I think it shows.
Yeah. And I think that's when art is best. When you get the fucking managers and editors, all the people who are failed wannabe artists who get into middle management. This is the problem we have in comic books nowadays. You got all these fucking 23-year-old people who graduated from Art Center or whatever, and they don't know how to write or draw. And they're telling people like Mike Barron and Chuck Dixon, who are in their 70s, how to write the Punisher. Like, be quiet and check the spelling. That's your job, okay?
Go sit in the corner and check the spelling. If you
fucking knew how to write, you'd be the writer. It pays a lot more, okay? There's a reason you're there. In the old days of comics, the editors were amazing because they were retired or semi-retired writers. They made comics for years and then kind of like went into semi-retirement and became editors and stuff. And we had good art editors that were also former artists full-time. Mark Chiarello being one of the best ones ever.
God, man.
Nowadays,
Mark
you got
gave me
like
a great review when I was a kid.
You got like a 27-year-old pink-haired girl editing Batman telling a 55-year-old guy how to write it. It's just oof. So I think whenever you can find art and it's a singular vision from a great artist, that's when it's going to be the best. Godzilla -1, one of the best movies I've seen in over a decade. It's fantastic.
There it is.
But someone said in the chat, if it wasn't for it being a Godzilla movie, it'd be an Oscar nom. I'd say easily. I'll tell you this. The movie's super emotional. Like, if I was the kind to cry at a movie, I would have. I don't. But, like, man, the movie, and they earn it. It's not cheese emotion. Like, they earn the stuff in this movie. It's super heartfelt. You know, so the movie's very much about, I won't spoil it, but a guy and the turmoil he goes through in here, and not so much the lizard trying to destroy the city. And it's a masterpiece. It is. It really is. So go see it, damn it. Go see it. So these studios, like when Top Gun Maverick comes out and this Godzilla -1 comes out, go see them. Reward. I heard someone say, when they do the bad stuff, don't go see it. And he said, I don't want to reward the dog for pissing on the floor. So when they put Miss Marvel out, don't go see it. Even to make fun of it, don't give them a dime. You know.
Let's talk about real quick before we go on, move on here, because this is another big one. One of the things that I've heard that I was really happy with is they didn't want to keep Godzilla -1 in theaters because Hollywood was saying we have all of these movies lined up that we want to push in its place, and the theater owner said, no, this is doing well. People are still coming to see this. We intend to keep it in our fucking theaters because one, they're getting a bigger and better cut than they get from Hollywood. And two, they don't want to have to sell hot shit to the audience every fucking weekend. And they knew they had something good. And so I love seeing Hollywood stand up, man. Fucking great.
I don't know how the legal rights to Godzilla work, but I know the Japanese studio Toho has the right to make Godzilla movies, and then Warner Brothers has the right to make their own. And it's funny, Warner Brothers has like a King Kong Godzilla movie coming out any minute now, and then this Toho company put theirs out, and I think it's just going to make the American one look like fried dog shit in comparison. I bet you the Godzilla King Kong crossover, whatever, I'm sure it'll have some spunky lady leading the group of warriors.
Did you see the pink Godzilla? Did you see the pink Godzilla?
I don't care about that so much. I just care about like the non-binary illegal immigrant is going to lead the group.
I do care about it.
I don't like the fucking the King Kong Godzilla mix because they're both heroes. Godzilla's a good guy, King Kong's a good guy. So why would you have them face each other so we have to pick which one to not like? I don't fucking
Maybe they'll team up on an even worse guy. They'll team up on a gorilla lizard hybrid with blonde hair, that's like a Trump stand-in or something like that.
Yeah. And it's always doing this with its
and do you know how much in the Godzilla -1, how much they talked about racism and oppression and class distinction and gay people and how much we hate everyone that's different? They didn't talk about it at all.
Dude,
those were easier times, Gabe.
Yeah.
They didn't have the worries that I have right now.
Right. Post Hiroshima, Japan. Post World War II Japan was real easy to live.
Yeah,
with.
it still smelled like fucking burnt hair and skin in the fucking air.
Oh,
you're like,
God,
no,
2023
is way harder. The Godzilla King of the Monsters, the second one they did was fucking trash. And it was this black chick with fucking a short haircut, and she was the fighter pilot. Dude, it was fucking garbage. So much SJW fucking woke bullshit in that movie. It was terrible. The women were like saving the world and making all the decisions, and the men were just like, okay, whatever you want to do.
But Kong Skull Island had the greatest acting moment that tangentially involved Brie Larson I've ever seen, which is Sam Jackson turning to her and going, "Bitch, please."
Here's why I always roll my eyes at the tough female leader in movies. Here's what we know about women wanting to lead and make decisions. Shanth, Jericho, ask your wife to pick the restaurant next time and see how that goes.
Yeah.
That's how little women want to lead. They don't want to pick Arby's or McDonald's. They want you to pick it as the man. They don't want to lead.
I look at her and I go, "We are going to eat at Denny's." You know, like it's we're getting a divorce.
Damn it! All because of Denny's. That shit.
I used to like Denny's. I finally turned on Denny's.
All right, I can't lie. You guys all both know I eat trash.
Now, Denny's used to be the spot after the club. Back in the day.
Man. Denny's or Waffle House for me though. Gotta say, Waffle House is what it is.
Yeah, but the Waffle House staff's usually a little rougher than the Denny's staff.
I'm not allowed to. I told Jericho about this. Okay, so we have Hooters, right? You know, classy joint. I found out like a year ago that there's a chain restaurant out of Texas, I guess, and they have one in LA. They have them in Vegas called Ojos Locos, and it's just like a sports bar, this and that. That means crazy eyes in Spanish, but the theme there is Latinas. I am not allowed to go to this restaurant according to my wife. So someone needs to go to Ojos Locos for research purposes only.
In your stead.
In my stead, you'll be my proxy. I am here representing Mr. El Taid. Now bring me your finest tater tots. You know, someone needs to go there and tell me, go to Ojos Locos for me. When you guys do me a solid, go there and tell me it sucks. And that way I can stop thinking about it. Because if you tell me it's good and it's staffed by Latinas and booty shorts, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay.
How much longer?
Because I'm not allowed to go there according to my wife. So wait a minute. Diesel, you been there? He says, I've been there, Gabe. I could see why. Dude, Diesel, tell me it sucks. Please tell me it's terrible.
Tell me it's whack.
It blows.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. Because now he's messing with me. He's just screwing with
blows
me
for $20.
All right.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
A sports bar staffed by big booty Latinas in skimpy outfits.
That's fucked up. That is. But you know, Diesel's keeping it real. Damn it.
Wait, Mr. J says it's horrible.
Kinda.
I choose to believe him. I need to believe him.
I need to believe you.
I need to believe.
This is how you look when you can't go. Look at this frame. This is the look on your face when you can't go there.
These two just got told they could go.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Anyway, I don't even know where we are in this. Oh, they're going to the funeral of the big mafioso.
Yeah, and you can see all of his outfits, his guns, his boots, his jackets.
Right.
They're all the same. Because they got word that there's going to be a bomb. There's a bomb at the funeral. So they have to get there because all of the dead guys' enemies, you know, to show respect and stuff, are all going to be there. So they're going to blow them all up so they can take over all the crime families because all the bosses are going to be there. And so they get to the building and he says, "You need to stay here, stay in the car." And he says, "But what if somebody comes and tries to kill me?" He goes, "There's a gun in the glove box." And he opens the glove box and 15 guns fucking fall out.
You sound like my mom.
It's not a bomb, it's nerve gas.
It's nerve gas. Yeah, it's gonna gas him, but it ends up well, anyway, we'll get to that part.
Right.
But he's gonna kill all of the bosses.
I do love how they embrace the crazy in this movie. What kind of people have a wake for their dead friend on the roof of the Hyatt?
They're ballers. Everybody's kind of showing off.
You know,
and because they all got to show their face, they all got to bring some muscle with them. Everybody's kind of flexing, up there because all the bosses.
Yes.
Nerve. It's gonna mess with your nerves. It'll work on your nerves.
On my nerves.
It's working on my last nerve.
So he's got to get to the top of the building. The kid's got to stay in the car.
Classic. Stay in the car.
Right. He's going to get up there, but before he can get up there, he's going around. He runs into this guy. What's his name again? Like John Practice. He's got a really weird.
Yeah,
that's a weird name.
He's how do you get the Carnegie Hall practice?
But So and then this guy turns out to be a double crosser, and he's going to kill
piece of shit.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a cop, but he's going to kill Arnold, and he's going to get paid by the mafia, and ha ha ha. But then the kid comes up with a gun from behind. Would they make this nowadays, or would
I was thinking the
pink-haired liberals? Oh my God, that boy looked at a gun. Oh, would they do that? You think?
Yeah, they make it a girl.
Oh,
as long as they're doing it to a man, they can do anything. And that guy, he would be like a Republican Trump supporter, asshole, racist. So it would justify the little girl pointing a gun in his face.
Yep.
Right.
Now, what a scary place to be, a child pointing a gun at you. That's real fucking, that's very scary.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
My father's last words were, careful, son, that thing's loaded.
Fucking hey. Dangerous.
Yeah, I would be, what's her name? Greta Von Thunberg pointing a gun.
How dare you?
How dare
you?
Turd.
Flesh twice.
So why does this guy keep changing his eyes every 2 minutes?
Just fucking looks cool, dude. Fuck, it does look cool.
But they end up getting away from this actor F. Murray Abraham down here at the bottom of the building because Scribbles the cat, or whatever his name was, Whiskers the cat, he comes by. And doesn't he shoot him?
Yeah, Whiskers, he shoots him.
Yeah. And then it's Danny DeVito. Yeah, you can recognize the voice from a mile away. It's kind of weird that this.
Yeah, because the kid, he like takes the gun from the kid or something. He gets the drop on him, and then the fucking cat, Danny DeVito, the cat, fucking shoots him in the back or some shit, kills him.
Right. So then he tells the boy, "You got to get the crane up there. There's a big crane, a construction crane, and he's got to get the crane to the top of the building in the next 2 minutes because Arnold's going to go up there and get this dead mafioso who's going to explode with nerve gas, which is just what? And he's got to get him out of there before he goes off. So
he goes up there and he's like, "This man is still alive." He goes, help me. He's alive. And everybody's like, "Oh, fuck." Like all the old ladies are passing out and shit. And so he picks him up and he's going to, and the kid has the crane, but like a wrecking ball kind of thing on it with a hook. And he has it up on there. So he's bringing it like through the crowd, like fucking people up, knocking shit over and stuff. And he's trying to get in position. Every time Arnold runs over there to get it, the kid moves it the other way. A little comedy beat. And so it's off. Now the crane is off the side of the building. He's moved it off to the side. So then they go, everybody points at him, points their guns at him. Old ladies and everything, wheelchairs, all fucking pulling their guns out. And they start shooting at him, and he's like running down these fucking stairs. But he throws the body behind him, and you think he threw it off the building. And he's like, but of course the body gets hooked on, his suit gets hooked onto the hook of the crane. So now he's whipping this fucking dead body full of nerve gas around with the fucking crane. And Arnold's trying not to get shot. So he jumps off the side of the building and grabs onto the corpse. And he's hanging. No. That's after this part. My bad. So he's in the elevator and he's going down, and this little helicopter shows up with a minigun and just starts fucking just blasting the side of the building, which is another cool ass part for a helicopter to just shoot into the side of a building with a minigun. Who doesn't want to do that?
Yes, that feels like a 90s arcade video game to me. Just minigun into the building on a helicopter.
Fucking
beautiful. What do you guys think, though, man? Like, here's my question. So I believe this came out before True Lies, yes?
Year before, yeah.
Year before. So James Cameron has a part involving a helicopter with machine guns firing at a Harrier jump jet with machine guns, do you think he was like, let me show you kids how it's done? Do you
Let me
think
show you
there
how it's
was a
really-
little bit of,
Well, and
'cause it is
remember,
him.
we reverse it in T2, James Cameron, minigun in the building shooting back out at the helicopter. So we have lots of these.
They're shooting the cop cars.
Right.
Yep.
Down there in the
I
fucking parking
gotta
lot.
refill my water, guys. I'll be right back. Do you want me to leave it on this one or go forward, or where are we?
No, go back one more.
Here?
But one more.
Okay.
So right there.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So the helicopter was shooting at him inside the elevator, so it shreds it and it ends up falling off the side of the building. So he goes falling with it, and he goes like shit, and he's falling, and he has this little piece breaks off like this big, and he looks at it and just fucking lets it go, and he's like shit, and he's falling all the way down, and then I think he lands in the water. There's a swimming pool down there, so he lands in the pool, so he's okay, but he's still on top of the building. So then he jumps off and he ends up holding onto the body that's on the
nerve gas filled
dead body that's still on the crane. He jumps off the side of the building and is holding onto it. And so he's trying to get the nerve gas bomb off of the crane. So he's like jumping on it and like pushing on it, trying to rip the suit because that's what it's holding on by. And he's trying to rip it so the thing falls off, to somewhere else, so it's not in the air, so the nerve gas doesn't get dispersed throughout the air and still fucks people up. And so there seems to be the La Brea tar pits down below, where it got those poor dinosaurs stuck and shit like that. And so he jumps on it and pulls on it, and it finally rips, and him and the nerve gas filled mafia corpse go flying into the La Brea tar pits. And then it sounds like, all right, we'll wait for Gabe to go to it. So we're to the one where he's hanging on the dead body, the nerve gas filled dead body. Yeah. So he's pulling on it, trying to get it off, and it finally comes loose, and then they fall into the La Brea tar pits. And then once they're in there, then the bomb actually, I guess it's a nerve gas bomb. It goes off and blows up, but the tar is so thick that it holds it, but it balloons this huge bubble, like 10, 15-foot bubble, and it just stretches and then it just goes down. So basically, he saved the day. The tar held the explosion in. No nerve gas escaped, but now he's covered in tar, head to toe, black tar. So his daughter, Mrs. Sampras, comes in a fucking like monster truck. She like fucking comes over the side of the hill, like over the barrier, into this fucking La Brea tar pits, and he's covered. And she gives him like a paper towel and shit. And so the very next scene, or not even the next scene, the next frame, he's totally clean, and he's like wiping himself off with a fucking paper towel.
I forgot about that. It's a very funny little comedy.
That shit was funny, yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of helicopters in the sky, if you have not gone to bigmancomics.com yet and ordered Dean Cain All-American Lawman, please do so. If you want this kind of crazy action, then you need to check that out. You're going to fucking love this book. We're up to page 80 on inks almost. I'll get those inks any day now. We're up to page 70 on colors. In about a day, I'll be on page 70 on colors. But there's a funny sequence that I wrote into this where the girl, Veronica, that Dean Cain is with, she accidentally makes his helicopter take off, and he grabs it, and they're flying over the building. He's barely not hitting like water tanks and air conditioners. He's yelling at her how to pilot it, and she has no idea what she's doing. So I also have a helicopter in mind, just like these great movies we love. And that's just that great throwback we're doing. I write Marvel style, so I just write like, okay, and on this page, they fight this guy and this happens. I don't give panel descriptions. I let my illustrator, my good friend Akian, I let him be the director of photography. And like stuff like this, he just comes up with it on his own. Where the helicopter, she's flying it so badly that he flies right over the Cadillac that the two bad guys were pulled up in. He misses it by inches. So again, we have this fun thing, and that's what I want to do with these books. So go to bigmancomics.com right now and check this out. I thought I would throw that in there. And also that shirt that he's wearing there, hilariously, I decided to make that an item you can get. He wears it for
Good
most
idea.
of the story. So if you go to the campaign page, like here it is, bigmancomics.com. If you go to the campaign, let's see, we have all the different covers. But I added this in on Monday or Tuesday when I went on live with Eric July and Dean himself. Oh, right here. You can actually get the shirt that he's wearing in the comic. I found an old picture of Dean from the 90s or early 2000s, and I photoshopped the thing he's wearing. He's always wearing this shirt, and the way he gets the shirt in the story, that's a really fun moment too. So please check that out tonight. So support the stuff, order it. We're on track to beat our deadline pretty easily. We'll start mailing these out before the end of March, before the end of the winter. So yes,
link is in the chat, guys. Yeah, I just put the link in the chat. I do want to say this about that though. That is false advertising. If you order the shirt, the Dean Cain now is the one that comes with the shirt to your house.
Okay.
And he's a more skilled lover. And I don't want any of you ladies to hesitate on backing that shirt because that we tell the truth here. Dean Cain comes with the shirt. Sorry.
Do you want to be the one to disappoint those eyes that you see right there? Do you want to be the one to do that? Because I sure as hell don't. What, Jericho? Dean gives you this look. You're just doing whatever he says, right?
I mean, within limits, yeah.
A room face.
No limits here, Dean.
Yeah, we were on Eric July's channel for like over 2 hours on Monday, I believe. It was freaking awesome. It was a lot of fun. And a lot more big appearances coming. I'm going to be on Real America's Voice cable news channel tomorrow, and some really huge stuff for just after the holidays and the new year. You'll be able to see Dean and myself. Some really fun stuff. Can't talk about it, but it's very big. It's very fun. So we're having a lot of fun doing this stuff. Back us today, guys. Order this today. It's coming out beautifully, and it's everything you love about these kind of movies. And real quick, are you telling me I can look as cool as Dean Cain? Yes, I am telling you that. You will be wearing his Dia de los Muertos shirt from the comic book. That's what you'll be wearing. I can't wait to see someone at Comic-Con. It's not a hard cosplay. You need blue jeans, blue shoes, like a green military jacket, and the Dia de los Muertos t-shirt. That's all you need to cosplay as Dean at Comic-Con.
Yeah, and a degree from Princeton. You can do
a degree from Princeton. 1 year in the NFL on the Buffalo Bills. You have dated models, all kinds of beautiful women,
and still hold the record.
Models.
You are a super friendly, very well-adjusted, kind, generous, ultra handsome dude. So
that's all it takes. That's it.
That's simple, easy peasy, guys.
One easy package. That's all you got to do.
Do I use the pen when shading? Yeah. Well, the way I work, if you must know, in comics, I work dark to light. Okay, now that's going to be the opposite when you're painting in real life, right? Sean, you're going to lay in your shadows. In Photoshop, it works easiest to go with a dark mid-tone and then put a layer on top of it and make it a screen layer and then lighten up. You can add a layer underneath and add some colored in shadows underneath. So okay, give me another minute and I'll show you what I mean. Here's a page I finished today, and we'll get right back to the movie. But I'll show you what I was talking about just now. Hold on. Where's a page I did recently? This was today. Okay. So he's talking to Veronica here. And so here's how the pages work. Can you see it? Is up on the screen? I'll blow this up. This page is in layers. So this is how this works. Okay. In Photoshop. Okay. I'll blow this up and you can see. So we have the ink. This is just the plain ink. Then we have the flat, and these are all the different layers in Photoshop. But then we have just the regular color, right? So that's just the color. The color goes under the ink. So those are in separate things. Then on top, so that's like a middle dark tone. Then I render the lightness on top in its own layer. You see that? So that's done in its own layer. Then if I want to add like a little bit of shading, like to make him pop more alive, I add a little bit of blood and stuff in the nose. You have a little pinkness in your ears, your nose. So that will be on another layer. You see that? So that's where I'll add a little bit of dark stuff like that. I'll just airbrush it in. Real subtle things like that. So that is how this stuff is put together. This is one I did this afternoon before the show. And so, yeah, that's how that works. I'm not sure what your question was actually talking about, using shading and this and that, but that's how I do it. So it's like making a comic book page in Photoshop for colors is like a big sandwich. It's just different layers, and they're all working together to get this thing done. So there we go. Okay, back to the movie, boys and girls. Order the book, bigmancomics.com. You'll freaking love it.
Yep.
Okay. Comes with Jericho's 4-star recommendation, right?
Yeah, and my son and I, we're starting to read Truth, Justice, American Way again.
Oh,
we are very excited to
guys. And if you don't have that, you should order it because I'm down to like 50 something copies. A bunch of people ordered it in the last 2 days because they heard me talking about it on Eric July's channel. That I will pack up and mail out for you tomorrow if you order it and pay tonight. So email me Gabe El Taib illustration at Gmail. That's a different email I use for Truth Justice. I don't want to combine it with the Dean Cain emails and all that. So Gabe El Taib illustration at Gmail. So yeah, if you want Truth, Justice, American Way, I don't have many left. It is the first and only printing of that book. So when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, he's excited. We're excited to read it again.
Yeah.
So we can't wait to add All American Lawman to the
I'm very proud of that.
reading collection.
I'm very proud of Truth, Justice, American Way because I've never, ever had a bad comment on it. Everyone who read it and talked to me about it was blown away. No less than Mike Barron, the Eisner-winning guy that basically defined the Punisher and the Eisner-winning Nexus comic series. Good friend of mine. He told me he was blown away by my writing in that. And of course, the art is spectacular. You don't have to worry about that with me. But absolutely, Truth, Justice, American Way. Very proud to have delivered that as promised. Some of you know I did run into an interesting situation trying to get this book done.
Can I say something on with regards to that?
Yeah.
So I was on post Kangs this week, and the conversation of comics came up. I did not bring it up, and it was one of those things. And John Malin said, when he got Truth, Justice, American Way, and because of the difficulties, he said he wasn't sure what he was going to think of the art, and he said he was like, wow, it was good. He liked it. So cool. There's yet another person, and the coach was the legit first person over the wall in this whole comics indie thing, and he said he was actually really surprised and enjoyed the work.
I love that, and I got nothing but respect for John Malin. He is a squared away dude. He is a
man.
He approaches art the way I approach. Not everyone approaches it this way, and it's okay if you approach it in a different way, but he approaches it in a very masculine craftsman way. John Malin, I don't think thinks of himself as an artiste with a turtleneck and a latte and all that stuff.
Yeah, he runs at it with a hatchet. That's how he approaches
I approach my art the way I approach the squat rack and the bench press behind me. We're getting sweaty. We're getting it done. You know what I mean? And that's not for everyone, but I really appreciate that about the coach, John Malin. And that's a high compliment because I have a lot of respect for him. So that's awesome that he thinks that.
Right on.
So, yeah, it was, I literally, you say it figuratively, like, hey, I put my name on it, but I literally put my name on this stuff. And I'm not blowing smoke here. I'm not being Pollyanna. That's not my name. That's my father's name. You know what I mean? And my grandfather and all. And I respect the concept of that I'm not going to put their name on a piece of shit and like take your money. There's no way I would do that. So yeah, it was a challenge to get that book out, to say the least, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, the bad things that happen to us in life, they make us stronger if we persevere. So God is good. What do we say in the Black church, guys? God is good.
All the time.
Yeah, that's right.
And all the time.
All right. That's right. So yeah, I was very happy to be able to get that out. A Comicsgate founding father, John Malin. Indeed. He was there from the start. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah, it's it really is a miracle to be able to do this for a living, guys. And you guys pay us and pay us well. And Jericho, you get to like be hilarious and give your political commentary for a living, dude. Like you're not at Trader Joe's anymore. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I'm not at Home Depot like I was in college anymore. No. So,
I'm still at McDonald's, but now I'm calling the shots.
That's right. Revenge. Revenge.
All right. Let's see. Is La Brea the only tar pit in the U.S.? If you don't count Taco Bell, yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, but Taco Bell's a delicious tar pit. So that's
wait. Now hold on.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, it is. It's
That's
great.
what
It's like the fifth burrito. You can't feel it anymore. Then you power through.
I mean, Taco Bell's Taco Bell.
So Taco Bell is like it's bad, then good, and then bad again. Like the more burritos you eat.
It's not like if you view the afterlife as bad again, then yes. But if you go to the good place, it's bliss.
To me, I hate most fast food, and I refuse to go to 3 places: Taco Bell, Chipotle, or Burger King. I refuse.
I hate Chipotle.
I will not go. I heard, I think it was Razor Fist said on Twitter that Chipotle is the Latin X of Mexican food.
Dude, let me tell you something right now, man.
Latinx.
I'm like Gabe. I also have ate most fast food.
You've ate.
No, sorry, you said never mind.
And I'm going to say this, and this is going to ruffle some feathers, guys. It's controversial, but I'm not backing down. Chick-fil-A, overrated. It's just okay.
Bullshit.
It's fine.
Bullshit.
It's not bad.
Do you cook it in the spoon first, or do you just put it in your mouth like an amateur?
Chick-fil-A is good. It's just not amazing. It's fine.
I was in the drive-thru there once for 3 hours. Not because they were slow, but because I was circling it and going back, Gabe. Do you understand? I just kept going through.
You just did circles in the parking lot.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, my God. Another one. Now, this could get a lesser man kicked out of California for saying this.
Uh-oh. No, I know where you're going.
I'm going to say
I've heard you.
I'm going to wait till Jericho's back because he's saying night-night to the kids or whatever. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
I'm back.
And you're just going to have to brace yourself, Jericho.
What controversial statement did you make?
Well, I was waiting for you to be done. And a lesser man would get thrown out of California on his ear. But I'm just going to say it. In-N-Out is overrated. It's fine. It's not the greatest hamburger in the world. It's just fine. It's not bad at all. It's fine.
It's not claiming to be the greatest, but when it comes to fast food, something with a drive-through, In-N-Out's the best.
I'll take a Big Mac any day over the double.
What?
It's so much better. The Big Mac sauce,
fucking crazy.
It's better. It's a better hamburger. It tastes better.
Have you guys ever done, and I may ruffle some feathers too, but hear me out. In-N-Out burger, right? Right, but 2 Big Macs on either side. Am I right?
Ooh.
And
no, you can't do that.
You know
would
what
you,
the fat guy is?
Would you wrap a filet mignon in a fucking used diaper? No.
Well, you can. It's just frowned upon.
No, dude. Fucking In-N-Out's way better than bullshit McDonald's.
No way. McDonald's, delicious. I think the Big Mac is the best burger.
In-N-Out's way better. Five Guys? Fuck Five Guys. Fuck Five Guys with Five Guys.
I'm with you. Fuck Five Guys. And Five Guys, what are you doing charging $11 for a hamburger? Get the hell out of here. What do you think? This is an actual restaurant?
No, fuck those Five Guys with Five
First of all,
fuck that.
The women in our chat are ladies, and I won't have you telling them to fuck Five Guys. That is disgusting.
And I'll say this, Chick-fil-A lovers. Popeye's chicken sandwich is better. It's better.
Chick-fil-A is cool. I like Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is good. It's just not the greatest thing in the world. Like, people go crazy for it.
No, but In-N-Out shits on fucking McDonald's.
It does. Not the Big Mac.
Big Mac.
Not the Big Mac.
No.
I'll tell you what, though. In-N-Out has insane customer service. I went there, ordered something, and they messed up my order, but I was already driving home, so I called like the 1-800 number. They sent me 4 gift cards for 4 free meals of my choice, and they also just sent me a Christmas card. You know, just, hey, thinking of you. Merry Christmas, Gabe. You know, hope you're loving life.
Dude, same thing with me and Chick-fil-A. They just sent me a restraining order.
Oh, stay the fuck away from us.
You know?
Stay the fuck away from me.
This is a Christian establishment, sir.
Ergo, you're not welcome.
Now we got them arguing in the chat. Chick-fil-A.
I don't care because everybody's hungry and you know it.
I'll take Chick-fil-A over fucking McDonald's too.
Dude, they are all hungry in the chat though, and that is the job of this show. For everybody to be looking at what time shit closes and thinking about making some wrong decisions. That's what double impact triple threat brings to you.
You know what went off a cliff, and I haven't eaten there in probably 15 years, is Pizza Hut. When I was in high school,
I did.
I was a junior in 1995, and I worked at Pizza Hut. I was making it great, and I liked it. And I had it recently, like in the last 5-10 years, and it was just horrible, so bad. But I don't know.
Round Table's still the best delivery pizza.
I've only been to Round Table like 2-3 times. They don't have a lot here. In San Diego, we don't have many of them. So
we got a bunch of
talking about Culver. I've been to Culver's once, but it was literally like 20 years ago, so I don't remember. So let's see. Look at this. Oh wait, McDonald's is F tier. Fight me, Japan man. Now hold on, Jericho. Do you think that McDonald's is trash? Are you gonna tell Japan man, what do you think of people that say McDonald's is trash?
I think if they stand in front of me, I take my katana and make a two of them.
Oh. Now, would you make it vertical or horizontal?
Definitely vertical from your appetite to your asshole.
Oh my goodness. That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here.
Gabe,
Oh.
I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? And I'm not trying to tell you guys how to live your lives, all right? But I'm just saying, if you guys did a comic book that was the Jericho Green in the role of the Iron Fist character, a child who crash lands in an American kid crash lands in Japan and then comes back to America as a samurai to discover his roots. Jericho Green is Japan Man. That shit would
Oh my god. And he's all like disciplined and family oriented and in the ways of the samurai, and he can't deal with the woke people here. So he has to constantly just split them in half. You know,
I'm talking about Jericho Green, like from the band from Spain phase of Jericho rolling up in full samurai garb, okay, and it's just like cleaning house. I don't care what it is. I need it.
I have to say, anybody who doesn't Harakami Katana though, fuck you.
Oh, look at Captain Hirono's defiant, Japan Man. He says, if you split him in half, there'd be two correct people in front of you. If that is your real name, Japan Man.
Yeah, two correct dead people. I'm still alive to eat more Mikadana though.
Future animated series Japan Man starring the voice of Jericho Green. It's all going to happen, guys. It's all coming.
Dude.
It's all coming.
Ninja Scroll meets Jericho Green. Make it happen.
I love the McDonald's sausage, egg, and cheese English muffin. I think it's delicious for breakfast. I love that.
Yeah, that's the best fast food breakfast sandwich, even with no egg. Just a sausage, cheese, and
with the egg, without the egg.
Yeah.
Delicioso. But I'm gonna go Big Mac over In-N-Out double, 7 days a week. I like the Big Mac.
That's crazy talk.
Well, someone had to say it. Someone had
fucking crazy talk.
Let me tell you this though. Here's my favorite. I'm going to share with you my favorite McDonald's story. This is a true story. I think I've told you guys this before, but I was coming off of work one day up outside of Salem, Massachusetts, and I was on my way home. And you know how McDonald's has the double drive-through lanes.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who was right in front of me before the lanes opened, and we picked different sides.
Ooh.
And he was a veteran. He had all of his stickers of all the different wars that he had been in. And I made sure I got ahead of his ass. And when I got to the window, I said, I want to cover the guy behind me. And it was one of those things to where dude didn't know it till he got up to the window. My ass was gone. But I'm a big believer in that shit, man. You know what I mean? Random acts of kindness. Make that shit happen. It's good shit.
That's awesome. But I was laughing because it reminded me of a skit I saw on Instagram. A guy went through the drive-thru and paid for the lady behind him. He said, oh, I'm just trying to start something. Maybe if I pay for her, she'll pay for the guy behind me. As soon as he pays for his order and leaves, he floors it and goes, flies around the building and gets back in line. And he orders like 50 things. It's so funny.
That's what you got to do.
Pay it forward, bro.
So anyway, the eye patch villain, the guy with the eye patch, Charles Dance from Game of Thrones. He's gotten a hold of the magic ticket somehow, and he's found out he can open the portal back in whose mansion are they in? Where it's the bad guy's mansion, right?
Vivaldi, but I think he took it out. He took the kid's wallet,
right,
or something like that. That's how he got the ticket. He took it
right, and now he realizes he can go to leave movie fantasy world and go into real world. He realizes that, I guess.
He's down for some killing.
That blue gap in the wall, shooting the light back at him from our world. He's going to be able to go back and forth and go to different movies and do different things and hatch a very, very interesting and nefarious plan. I think that's where the real fun of this movie comes from. His concept is the one-eyed assassin. He's going to go get movie monsters and villains and the worst people ever, round them all up from their movie universes and bring them to real Earth where nobody has powers like that and then take over. That's his plan.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
It's a lot better plan than taking over all the dojos in LA and Seattle. I'll tell you that.
Well, you say tomato.
Know. It depends. Let me see the
and
business
by the way,
model before I say no.
Dude,
Hey, I like this guy.
Bruce Lee unauthorized ghost, Gabe, will make me laugh till the day I die, and I thank you for that, my friend. It was beautiful.
There's no way his family signed off on that. There's just no
Not
way.
a fucking chance.
It's like, your dead relative, Bruce. He has a great reputation, millions of fans around the world. He changed action cinema. We'd like to disgrace him with a man that looks nothing like him, nor sounds like him.
Sounds good.
We can give you, now hold on, the very generous sum of $73.
74, and you got a deal.
Right. Yeah. There's no way Bruce Lee's estate agreed to this. Secretary Not Sure lives here with me in the greatest city in the world, not just America's finest city, the world's finest city, San Diego. And he says he'll only charge for the parts for veterans when he's fixing appliances. That is wonderful.
God bless you.
God will bless you for that. That is a good man there.
Amen.
So, because I'll say this. What is more annoying than a car breaking down, computer breaking, or like your furnace breaking in your home? You know what I mean? So when these guys come and unclog your toilet or whatever, or fix your freaking wall heater, angels when they do that, angels. So thank you, Secretary Not Sure, for doing that. Let's
God bless
see.
you.
Leave Steven Seagal alone. What? I'm not doing anything to Steven Seagal. Was it the way I was moving or something? I was touching.
You better not.
We love that man here.
Yeah, we do. Hey, listen.
Love that son bitch.
I appreciate the concern, but I don't need you to defend me. You should know I'm not only a master of the jazz guitar, I'm a master of Aikido. So me and Gabe are cool. You don't have to worry about it, but thank you.
That's cool, man.
Hey, I worked out a new jazz riff. I heard it's a holiday jazz riff, but it's not.
You know what? But probably right after we get done with this, then you can hit us with the because we're getting to a real crucial point.
Right? No,
in this movie,
I agree. It's the most
Mr. Seagal.
Yes, sir.
We're getting to a real crucial point in this movie, and we don't want to lose momentum because I'm sure that riff shreds.
My riff helps the momentum.
Say that.
My riff is all about momentum.
But no, we have it though. We already have the momentum. But if you can bring
more,
it in,
if
Mr. Seagal.
Yes, sir.
If you can just bring it, if you could close us out, that would be best.
All I was saying is it's my favorite time of year. It's the holiday season. I celebrate Kwanzaa and Toyotathon and Christmas, Hanukkah and New Year.
Wow.
So, should I get going with my momentum?
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah, it's on. We're gonna need you to hold off until the end. Right after Gabe says, here's all. Make sure you follow all these guys in their platforms. Then that's where you come in.
Okay, I'll wait for my cue. Thank you for pointing that out. All right.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Boy, you really got to drive the point home with that fella.
God bless him. God bless him.
You don't get it.
Does he look like he gained a little weight?
Well, I mean, his bear claw issues.
I think the most important thing that man saved was my childhood.
Right.
Shout out Steven Seagal. We love you, baby.
Hey, we joke because we love. We love the guy.
We love.
Yeah, man.
You name me a guy that had 5 better action movies right out the gate, just hit after hit after hit. It was an amazing start to a career.
Yeah, I mean, if you got 5 good movies, 5 great movies, that is a career.
True enough. For some people, that is a career.
5 great movies, okay. I can live with that.
His music is worse than that scene with him fighting in the chair sitting down.
First of all,
that was fucked up.
I told my wife, and I say this with love, I go, what is great is what this person's dye job reminds me is the dye job on, dare I say, Fat Steven Seagal. So I played a fight scene for her, and she goes, "What is this video called?" And I clicked on the description, said Fat Steven Seagal. I was like, he needs to make a movie now because the cult of Steven Seagal is really on fire right now.
Right.
People will show up.
We should do each action star shitty movie, their shittiest movie. Because for Seagal, there's a plethora.
Captain Haruno, is that real? When did that fight happen? In a lot of Seagal's newer, like direct to DVD kind of films that he seems to do nowadays, he does do a bit of fighting while sitting. He uses body doubles that don't resemble him. There's some ADR, like voiceover work that doesn't sound like him. These movies are not great movies. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they're all filmed in the Czech Republic,
right? Yeah,
and shit like
the best one I saw, I think I sent it to you guys. There's a YouTube channel. All of you guys, if you love Double Impact, you love this show, which you do, you will love this YouTube channel called Space Ice. This guy, he makes a voice like this, and he breaks down Steven Seagal movies. And he does these like 10-minute videos where he just mocks the movies and talks about every stupid thing. The best one I saw was a newer movie from like 2008 or 10 or something like that. And Steven Seagal, I won't tell you the context. He throws a compact disc at the bad guy, and it blows up and kills him and throws him out these ruins.
Well,
and he flies out into a lake and it says Steven blew him up. And he was a black guy, the criminal that he blew up. It blew him up so hard that he turned into a white guy. And he shows the video of the guy getting blown up. And they pause it. And literally the stunt double for this movie was a white guy in the outfit the black guy was just wearing. And I'm like, you can't find one black stunt guy? Really?
Or go Al Jolson on him if you have to.
That's not a good idea. Ask C. Thomas Howell how that went for him in Soul Man.
But I mean, come on. Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure there was a black stuntman somewhere on Earth. You could
maybe there aren't as many in fucking the Czech Republic where they film these movies.
Yeah,
and you can't tell me that they couldn't find a stunt double that looked less like Eddie Murphy than the one who throws the guy over the buffet at the Herald Club.
Oh yeah,
that guy looked nothing like Eddie.
But guys, go on YouTube, not right now because you're watching this and you're hitting the like and subscribe and checking out Jericho, checking out Sean, all our links. But Space Ice, that's the name of his YouTube channel. You will love it and you will recognize this voice when you watch the videos. And they're so funny. He breaks down Van Damme, he breaks down, and some movies he loves and he praises, but the movies that he just demolishes and mocks, dude, you're going to be crying laughing when you watch these. So yeah, but when he blows up the black man so hard that he turns him white, that is amazing.
Yeah, that's right.
That is amazing. God. So One Eye here, Charles Dance, he's gonna get the magic ticket and come into our world, and he's gonna bring a gang of movie monsters and villains with him. Eventually, he's gonna find them and get them over here. And he decides he doesn't need Vivaldi anymore, the mafia boss that he works for. So
power's in his hands.
Right. So what they cut out of this, it was on the Blu-ray. First, he cleaned his muddy shoes in Vivaldi's pool, and then he shot him.
That's why.
That was adding insult to injury, you know.
Because they knew Vivaldi was going to kill him.
Right.
Yep.
Once he saw him clean his muddy fucking shoes in his pool, which is justified.
Right. So the kid and Arnold, they go through the portal that One Eye makes in the wall, and they go back to real New York. And at some point, the kid warns Arnold, like, hey, you can't just like get shot in the arm and it's a little flesh wound that's going to heal. That's movie world where you can't die because you're the hero. Like here, you get shot, you get blown up, you get run over by a car. That's curtains.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. And Arnold's like, whatever, like kind of doesn't believe him. And Arnold doesn't realize he doesn't have like his super power here like he does there, where he can, jump a little bit higher, run a little bit faster, do these feats of action movie strength. No, this is just regular world. So that's going to be a challenge for Arnold coming up here. But they have to come into the regular world to stop One-Eyed Willie. What is his name? One-Eyed Willie in this. I don't know Charles Dance's character's name.
Shit.
It's Benedict.
Benedict. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So now they're on the streets, and that's Arnold pointing a gun because Benedict is getting away in a cab. He's off to go do something, and they're running all around town. And he runs back to the old theater to tell the old guy what the hell has happened. He brings Arnold with him. I got to look something up. Can one of you take the story from right here? I have to look something up real quick.
Yeah, man.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just looking it up on my computer.
So yeah, they're coming back to the theater, and then he also brings the bad guy who, remember in the beginning with the face and the eyes and all that, who had the kids hostage. Well, now he brought him back, and he's going to have his revenge. He's going to have his revenge on Jack Slater because those people that he's bringing over from the movie, they still have their, they're still in character. They are the character. So he still hates Jack Slater. He still wants to see him dead. And so where is it at the theater? There's a bunch of people. There's some kind of the movie premiere. That's right. It's a movie premiere for Jack Slater 4, and he shows up there, and everybody's thinking that you're in character. You're dressed up, you're in character. That's weird, but right this way, Mr. Schwarzenegger. And he's like, what the fuck? And then the real Arnold Schwarzenegger's there. So it's pretty crazy what they're doing here.
Yeah, and it didn't age well. The date that he's with in this flick.
No.
He's with Miss Maria Shriver, and all I could think when I watched this is, oh, sweetheart, no, honey.
What is this scene where they stop back at the kid's house and talk to the mom and Arnold? I don't remember what this scene, how they fit this in.
And the mom sends him to the movie theater.
Oh.
And then the screen goes black, and then it comes back up, and it was awkward.
Oh. Right. And then since Arnold's in the real world, he wants to do a little touristing. But I would imagine in fake movie world, they still have the Empire State Building, right? So,
but maybe he never leaves his town.
Oh, that's true. Maybe he's always in the loop of being the cop there in LA.
Yeah, in LA. So he never, never goes on any trips, I guess, unless he has to track down a bad guy.
So Charles Dance, the one-eyed assassin, he's going to go to the Jack Slater 4 movie premiere and kill the real-life Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is a bizarre plan, but okay.
Therefore, killing
Jack Slater.
Yes.
Right. It's the only way to kill the magical being that is Jack Slater, because they can't die because they're action hero, figurative, figment of your imagination. So then you get like this weird 90s like celebrity cameo thing.
Little Richard, baby.
Little Richard is coked to the gills as usual.
Yeah, he is.
And you meet and then that lady in the red there, I think it was like Entertainment Tonight or one of those shows that was big in the 80s.
Mary Hart. Was that Mary Hart? No, it wasn't Mary Hart.
No, Lisa with a Z. Lisa Gibbons.
That's what it was.
She was the co-host. Right. This is in the early 90s. And then you see this newspaper that the one-eyed assassin is looking through. He's going to go, he's marking off like, he crosses out Schwarzenegger's name here. It's like, he's going to kill Schwarzenegger for sure. He's super mad about it. And then also he's circled like Freddy and Jason and like other monsters and bad guys that he's going to go recruit from other worlds. And one of the guys that he snatches is the Ripper. He makes sure to go. So this is not a real human being. This is the magical, fictitious creature of the Ripper from the movies. It's not the actor. It's kind of meta, the concept, but he went and got the Ripper and brought him to Earth. So
I
Arnold,
just love when he goes, so what are you looking to do tonight? And he goes, kill some people. It's so good, man.
Yeah. So I love the voice that Arnold came up with for this character. What was it again? Was it something like this, or I forgot how it was. Right. It was very weird. We'll have to get him to do it again.
Yeah, it was like, I'm here to kill some people.
Oh, that's it. It was a little Kermit the Frog.
Little Kermit, little Jordan.
He looks like he smells like old sushi. Yeah, that's being polite. I'm sure he smells much worse. Oof, with the chainmail shirt and the rain slicker.
God, what is up with that, man?
I thought I might kill someone. Little fun for the evening. Oof.
Either that or I'm gonna, cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn,
Oh,
like
not that trick again.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Fool me once.
Yeah, and Lisa's like, I'll be right back.
So anyway, now the way you can tell them apart, real Arnold is in the tux. He's here with his wife. Fictitious magical creature that's from the movie Arnold is in the red shirt and the brown jacket like he always is. So that's how we keep them apart in our head. So Arnold is there with Maria Shriver sitting to his right. He's with his real life wife there, and they're at the premiere of Jack Slater 4. And he's being hunted down by the Ripper. The Ripper's here to kill him. So this guy comes in, and he's looking for the Ripper to stop this assassination. Oof, this guy is brutal. And they get into a tussle in the theater. The Ripper falls off the balcony and ends up using the axe to slide down this curtain to not get killed. And then Arnold ends up tackling movie Arnold. And what does he tell him about? Oh, you stunt doubles. You gotta, like, you're the best one yet, or something like that. Like it doesn't dawn on him that something weird's going on where there's a dude.
Holy shit, it's a clone of myself.
Right. Like we've all run into someone that looks, like us or like a loved one, but not like oh, that's a clone, but it's not the person I know. Like that's never happened that I know. No, not to me. Shant, have you ever met anyone that looks just like you?
No, but apparently every Indian that my mother-in-law sees in a movie looks just like me.
That's hilarious.
And I'm always like, listen, there is no way I look like Ben Kingsley and Gandhi, but she swears I do.
I have a doppelganger. Now, you can't tell because I have a beard and stuff, and I've lost weight. My cheeks, I've lost a lot of weight since the summer. I'm down like nearly 30 pounds now since July. But when I'm a little heavier and I'm not going back and I shave my beard, NBA player from the 90s, Brian Williams, we look very similar. Like it's uncanny how much we look alike, He was murdered, this guy, allegedly by his brother on the high seas, and it was some money.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, when I shave, and if I gain back about the 30 pounds I lost, if I shave everything, this guy looks a lot like me. It's kind of weird. So,
well, can I just say this, man? Though you're gonna have to give me a few more details with that. What the fuck happened to this?
I don't know the details. I just know he was killed, and they blamed his brother.
Fucking hell, man.
And he became a Muslim and changed his name to Bison Dele. He was a good player. He was a really good player. Disappearance in the South Pacific. I'm on Wikipedia. On July 6, 2002, Dele and his girlfriend, Serena Carlin, along with skipper Bertrand Saldo, sailed from Tahiti on Dele's catamaran, the Hakuna Matata. Dele's brother, Miles DeBoard, born Kevin Williams, was the only person involved in the voyage who was seen or heard from after July 8th, when the last 4 satellite phone calls from the voyage was made. Dale and Carlin had previously kept regular contact with their banks and family members on July. FBI and French authorities became involved in the investigation, found that DeBoard bought about $200 of weights and was suspected of using them to weigh down the bodies. And concluded Dele, Carlin, and Saldo were probably murdered and then thrown overboard. The weights with other evidence suggesting DeBoard had planned the murders. Given that the bodies were likely dumped in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it would be highly unlikely that the three would ever be found. So, yeah. But yeah, his brother allegedly murdered him and just threw him into a watery grave. Terrible.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Save money. Some crazy shit.
I don't know. Too bad. So anyway, we come full circle now. The ugly, weird guy with that tooth. I can't stop staring at that tooth. That's
the one that bothers you?
He's got summer teeth. You know what summer teeth are?
Yeah, summer here.
Some of this way, some of that.
Let me tell you something, first of all. Damn good-looking guy, as far as I can tell. I'm just saying, hypothetically, to paraphrase an Art Bell story, you're driving down the road in your RV, and all of a sudden you look out the window at night and you see his face upside down like he's on the roof. What do you do? It's one of those things. Fucking nightmare fuel.
Do you guys like Art Bell, Coast to Coast, and all that?
Hell yes.
I love that. And I've told this story before, but I have to tell it again. My favorite Art Bell thing, I love all the Sasquatch and, like Alien and this and that. But the best one that called, Art, I just want to tell you about this crazy experience I had. He says he was driving his semi-truck in the middle of the night, like in the middle of Utah, middle of nowhere. And he saw a bright flash. And the next thing he knew, he woke up and he was 2 miles down the road, and aliens must have teleported him. And I think, bro, you fell asleep driving, and then God helped you.
Man.
And you woke up and you didn't crash.
Snapped out of it.
So, yeah.
I had a similar alien experience, to be honest. I was late at night, and I was, just got a DoorDash of McDonald's, and then there was a bright light, and it was gone.
All the Mickey D's
gone, and someone had sprinkled crumbs and smeared ketchup on my face. I don't know what happened, but I mean, it was
had to be
aliens. Yeah, no other reasonable explanation.
Yeah, so
aliens.
You're right about this guy. Could you imagine you're just driving down the road or something? He just fucking pops out of nowhere or something.
No,
oh, no.
No.
Hi.
Hey, Rip.
Me again.
What you doing up there, bud?
Just hanging out.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. it's have you thought about what we talked about earlier? Have you?
Nah, I just been hanging out upside down looking for a new skin suit.
Is that a thing you like to do a lot? You like to hang out upside down?
Yeah, I like to hang upside down like this and try to finish masturbating before blood comes out of my nose. Yep.
Captain Rudo wants to know why your hair isn't hanging down. Is it?
Yeah, that's how I clean my hands off when I'm done masturbating.
Oh.
In my hair.
Hey, listen, man, could you get down because your whatever's on you is dripping, and it's there's no carpet, man.
As long as a room fae wants me to, I'll do it.
Oh, okay. Well, if a room fae says so.
There we go.
Anything for the ladies, right?
Yeah, almost finished though. Almost had a drop of blood come out.
Oh God.
So where do you go from here? Because you were in this movie, you had a little bit of heat for a while, and then things, it's not bad. I'm not like trying to insult you, but they didn't go the way you wanted. Is there anyone you blame from the movie for things not really turning out for Rip?
Well, how do you know it didn't turn out for me? I made some good key investments. Now I can spend all my days upside down jerking off before the blood comes.
Well,
so I did quite well.
Hey, you know what I like about you, Rip? You look at it as glass half full.
Yeah, it is half full when I'm finished.
Oh, well, okay. Well, if there's any ladies out there that are looking for an interesting offbeat guy, I think Rip is, I think he's ready to, he doesn't want to get hurt again, but he's ready to date again. Right, Rip? I don't want to speak for you, but you told me that when you called me at 3 a.m., which please don't call me at 3 a.m. anymore.
Told you that's my time to shine.
Right.
But yeah, I love life and I want someone to love life with me.
Okay. And what are you into? Like people, I like walks on the beach and sailing a catamaran and, fine wines. What are you into? What can a lady expect when she's in the world of Rip and dating?
Really, all I need her for is to put a belt around my neck and choke me until I blink 3 times.
Oh my God.
Okay, Rip. Well, I tried to help. We liked the movie. So if there's anything else, let us know. Or I'm going to cut you loose, bud. Let you get back to hanging.
You can only help those who want to help themselves.
Okay. Hey, what are you doing back up there, man?
You know what I'm doing.
Oh, geez. All right. Rip, everyone. See you later, Ripper.
Well done.
That guy is
weirdo.
He's something else. So anyway, yeah. They're fighting Rip.
This is worse.
Hello.
They have the face off with Rip again, just like at the beginning of the movie where he's going to kill all those kids. And Arnold tricks him. What is Arnold? Oh, Arnold. He cuts the electric box. And then Rip gets like electrocuted to death, basically. And then, but Rip has thrown the little boy off the roof and the kid's hanging, just barely hanging. That's right.
Yeah, they talk about the little boy. So what happened in that scene where he threw the axe and it got blurry, he falls off the building, and before he fell, he grabbed the little boy and pulled him with him.
Right.
And that was Jack Slater's son. So he killed his son.
Oh.
Which is usually the kind of motivation you have in these action movies, but was a bit heavy for this comedy.
I gotta be honest with you, man. That was, and I mean, I'm sure it was the way it was directed. I think it was well done. But as a parent, that was fucking nightmare.
That was heavy.
Man.
That was heavy.
That was heavy shit.
Yeah. He fucking, when he falls, he pulled the kid over the ledge with him, and his son died. So
a little bit of Mel Gibson. Give me back
my son. Ransom.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that scene, Gary Sinise, when he called and the little boy heard his voice, he fucking pissed himself. I was like, oh shit. That was another 90s movie. That was what, 97?
Yep.
But yeah, he gets another shot at him. He kills him, but he does the kid, Danny, he falls over the side of the building, but he's holding on. So Arnold goes over the side of the building. Give me your hand. Danny, give me your hand. Trying to save his life. And of course he does, because in the movie, out of the movie, that's Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know.
God bless him.
Give me your hand.
So yeah, he saves Danny hanging on by a thread here in the rain, throws Danny back up on the roof. They get up on the roof. They're hiding behind a water tank or some sort of air conditioner. And guess who shows up? Oh yeah,
it's tuxedo.
Charles Dance in a casino. What am I even talking
Casino
about?
Royale.
Casino.
I don't know. I don't know where that word came from.
You wear those at the casino. It's a casino.
A casino. Hey guys, I'm gonna put my casino on. I'll be right back.
By the way, I think we've invented a new fashion statement. Okay, hear me out. It's a tuxedo with short sleeves and short pants. Okay, it's a casino.
You went to the casino.
Oh, my goodness. So yeah, so this jerk is here, and he does what the bad guys always do. He tells Arnold his plan. He shoots at them a bunch, but he doesn't hit them for whatever reason, even though he's supposed to be a dead shot. He's got the reticle on his eye, and he still can't hit me.
I don't think he wanted to.
But
I think he was just shooting just to scare him and shit.
Right. And then he does, though, blast Arnold, like basically in the heart, like shoots him right in the upper left of the chest, and Arnold's down. Well, it looks like the right. I guess I'm wrong. It's the right, but it's still a horrible place to be shot.
That's not where you want to take a
that is
bullet.
It's probably going to be dead.
Yeah,
and since it's the real,
I have a list of places I don't want to get shot. It starts at the top of my head and it ends at the very bottom of my feet.
Yeah, nowhere in here.
Nowhere.
Nowhere in the middle, please. Definitely not the upper torso.
Right.
So yeah, this is it, and he knows it. He at first he like it doesn't even hurt him, but then he's like, oh fuck, I forgot I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Right. He's not in movie world, so now he's bleeding out. Yeah. And the kid gets him to the movie theater, and they go through the movie screen with the magic of the day. How do they get rid of Charles Dance? I don't have a photo of it. How do they kill him again? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Does he go off the side of the building?
What the fuck? You guys got me.
Oof. What a picture to skip. Sorry, guys. I'll find it real quick. But we'll move forward. But anyway, they're able to get Arnold back to his dimension. You know what I mean? First they take him to a regular hospital. What the hell is going on here? Oh, that's right. They take him to a regular hospital, and Gandalf shows up as Death.
Yep, as Death. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he got shot. That's what it was.
Right. Who shoots him though?
Arnold does.
Arnold has one more gun and shoots him.
Yeah, he shoots him through his glass eye.
My God, that's right. The iconic through the eye. That's right. Right. So then Death comes a calling.
Yeah.
For one action hero. And it's not going well. That's brutal there. This imagery here, because the blood on the chest is bad, but the blood in the oxygen mask.
Yeah.
That's too much for kids.
Again, that was heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy shit.
That's some heavy shit.
And it's right in the middle of his chest. Like, yeah, you're fucking dead.
Right.
And he's coming for him. Yeah, he's coming to take him away. And he's like telling him, back off. You're not taking him. Back off. And he's like, he almost has a respect for the kid. He's like, I'm not here. So I'm not here for you.
And Matthew Marcio says Gandalf's Death said this line so creepy that he's not on my list, but you are. Right. And there's a point where Gandalf tells the kid that he does die, but as a grandfather. So
yeah.
But he didn't tell him he was 22.
Always comforting as a small child.
Right.
Hey, you're gonna die someday. Have a good night.
And he does remark that he was only here to see Jack Slater out of curiosity. Because again, Jack Slater's like a magical being from the movie dimension. So like, how do they die or whatever? I guess that's why Gandalf was there.
And that's why he's not on his list, because he's not really real person.
So yeah, they get him back into the movie zone. They get him through the portal. He goes back. And when they all check on him, a doctor runs up. He's in the police station. He's bleeding, and they have a doctor run up to him. And the doctor looks at him and goes, "This is just a flesh wound. Like, you guys are wasting my time. This is movie world, and the hero can't die." So yeah,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think the premise of this movie is really cool. Seeing it as a 40-something-year-old, it wasn't as cool as it could be. But I'm with you, Jericho. I could see the magic of seeing this as a 13-year-old.
Yeah, seeing it as a kid was fucking awesome.
Right.
And my son loved it too. It's small.
Right.
That's big, man. That's big when you can. And this is the other aspect of it too. Seeing it now and seeing where we are right now in history, was actually great for me because I felt nostalgia for Arnold watching this.
Yeah.
At the time, I was like going, it's like hard to think of him as a last action hero because Arnold isn't exactly, he's not in his prime, but he's not a has-been by any stretch. You know, so it's not like seeing it was almost felt like, you know, a last John Wayne performance was the pitch. But now seeing it, it hit me like that, man. I was like, ugh, miss this dude.
Yeah, this was good. I'm glad I saw it as a kid. And I wonder, you know, because I saw this when I was 13. My son saw it when he was like 7. So how different is this for him being much, much younger than I was seeing it?
And then also the context of you watching 80s and 90s movies for years before you saw this. So there was a context where you has your son, he's probably a little too young. He probably hasn't seen Lethal Weapon and all that yet, right?
No, I'm not. He's not into those.
A little too much for him.
But I was watching though. That's the conundrum. That's the back and forth. When I was my son's age, 7, 8, 9 years old, I was watching Beverly Hills Cop with my parents.
I watched
Predator.
Beverly Hills Cop when I was 8.
Coming to America, fucking Trading Places, all these action movies. RoboCop. RoboCop is one of the most violent fucking movies to ever get an R rating. I watched that when I was a little kid.
Can we do a little therapy here? I've told you guys this on the show before. RoboCop is one of the greatest designs of a character ever. Didn't that guy Rob Bottin, wasn't he involved?
Yeah, Rob Bottin did the design on it. And when I was a kid, I cut the newspaper poster out and drew it 1,000 times.
It's one of the best looking sci-fi characters ever.
Oh shit!
And when I saw it, I saw a poster of it, you know, and this is 3rd grade for me, 3rd or 4th grade. I saw the poster. I gotta see RoboCop. It's rated R. I'm not allowed to see stuff like that. And what is this?
This is my mother-in-law's name, Becky. God bless her. And she made friends with somebody and told her how obsessed I was with a movie she was in. And since she does a lot of conventions, she was all too happy to provide my mother-in-law with a personalized photo of herself.
That's tight.
Wow.
To Shanth from Mrs. RoboCop. All the best. Shanth out, motherfuckers.
That's right.
That's tight.
She says, "Drop it, creep." But when I
and I did.
You're coming.
That's right. Go ahead. Sorry.
You got to imagine people who love to draw the way me and Sean just love to draw. It's like it's your freaking identity. You know, it's so personal to you. When you see the RoboCop poster as a little boy, like you see this poster right here, you can't hardly stand it. You know what I mean? Like it's
so good.
It's just too much. It's too good. You know, you just want this. You want it in your life. Uncle Dave, my rest in peace, died in 2008. He placed at the World Series of Poker. I'm very proud of him for doing that because he was a big poker guy back in 2006 before he died. And he would come out to visit. And he was a lawyer, so he had some money. He'd come out to California like once a year from Colorado, take me and my brother and my cousins. He'd take the whole family, aunts, uncles, grandpa. He'd take us all to Disneyland for the day. That is why I love Disneyland so much and Walt Disney because, you know, I had single mother and then some stepdads that were assholes. And there was a lot of heartbreak and misery in my childhood, but going to Disneyland with my uncle and everybody was like just some of the best days of my life when I was a little kid. And Uncle Dave came to visit again for like a week, and he was going to take us all to RoboCop because he was a man's man, Uncle Dave. He liked his poker and he liked boxing. He's the one that turned me on to boxing. He would get the pay-per-views of Mike Tyson back in the 80s and 90s, and Uncle Dave always had the barbecue going, and he was that kind of guy, you know. And he was going to take all the boys, just the boys, me, Abe, my brother, my 2 cousins who were like 4 years older than me and 6 years older than me or something like that. He was going to take all the boys to go see RoboCop. And my mom wouldn't let us go. And I cried and I cried. And I never saw RoboCop until I was like 30 years old. You know, I just kind of forgot about it. But I heard at school kids talking about RoboCop. There's a guy, he gets toxic waste on him and he blows up when the car runs him over. Man. And everybody, they shoot RoboCop's hand off and blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, would you stop telling me how cool this is? Okay, toxic waste. I'm in 3rd grade. You're talking about toxic waste. Nothing could be cooler, okay? A robot cop and toxic waste for a third grader in 1987 or whatever. Come on. So this has a special place in my heart of unrequited love for many years with RoboCop.
Can I share a beautiful thing? This is from 1 month ago.
Okay.
and I want to share this with you guys, and I'll try to pause it because I want to make sure we don't get, I'll try to pause it somewhat frequently or speed through it, but let me see if I can make this happen here.
Yeah, I can't take anything else on this channel, Shanta. I already got demonetized temporarily. So
okay, so do you want me to show it or no, or just
we can show it still or something, but I'm not feeling brave about showing footage.
Oh no, that's fine. It was not footage. I don't see it. Yeah, well, we'll show just this frame. So there is a freaking firefighter, and I think his wife is a nurse, and he has created a where the hell is it? A RoboCop screen accurate to the degree a human could be in it costume.
Wow.
And he walks around. He goes shopping for baby food with his wife holding the camera in a Walmart. No, there's not going to be any audio, but I got to show you guys just so people can see. Where is it? Right. This is like the first kid who asks to be in a photo with him.
That's tight.
Of kids of all ages, kids from everywhere. And I guess this is somewhere in Texas.
Wow.
Everybody is like, can I get a picture with RoboCop? Mom poses with kids and all that stuff. And he does this stuff just as a fun outreach thing. There's a photo of him over there where Peter Weller wouldn't let him video anything because of the, contracts and rules. But he went and got his photo taken with his wife, with Peter Weller. What a good fucking egg this dude is, man.
That's awesome. That's
really impressed by that. Worth a watch, guys. And so, yeah, RoboCop as a character will still stop kids, adults, young and old, in their tracks to want to take a photo with it because it's such a great design.
As a designer, like you and I are designers, we make up characters. Yep. I'm so inspired. It's such a great design. It just looks so badass. It's an amazing design.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Right. Oh, and I love the arcade game from Data East. Well, it was a piece of shit, that game. It was so hard, but I loved it because RoboCop was there and the guns coming out of his thigh and drop it, creep. It was just awesome.
Yeah, what a violent fucking movie. The guy with the toxic waves, help me, and he just fucking splatters.
I remember hearing about that on the playground, the toxic waste. I almost couldn't stand it.
It was disgusting.
It's rough.
But this right here, this would be a cool picture.
Hell yeah.
Like if somebody drew this or painted that right there would be a cool fucking picture. Right. The smoke from the cigar coming out and shit. And, where they repair the window behind him from the captain yelling and shattering the glass earlier.
Right. Oh, and this is
right there would be cool.
And this is a fun, like, kind of addendum to the adventure. Now, they defeated the bad guys. He didn't die. He came back to the movie realm, and the chief is yelling at him again. You did this. You broke the way. And he tells him, calm down. Shut up. I'm the star of the movie. You're just the comic relief. Yeah. And the chief's like, what? And it's kind of like a little break in the fourth wall kind of fun thing there. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these two talk some more about something, and that's the end of it. Arnold drives the convertible off into the sunset, and Last Action Hero, it's warm. It's growing on me. It's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, and if you have a kid, especially a son, a little boy, this is a good movie to watch. Nothing too crazy in it. It's a good movie. And
I don't think there's no real cursing that I can remember. I'm sure there's some, but I can't remember. And there's no titties or nothing like that. So I think it's safe for kids to be watching. I think there's no ultra violence.
No, but this is like one of those really colorful movies that you see as a kid. Something like I remember as a kid watching this movie. I think it came out the same year, 1993. It's called Three Ninjas. Fucking horrible fucking movie. The guy who played Egg Shen from Big Trouble in Little China plays their grandpa. Is a fucking dog shit pile of a movie. But as a kid, again, watching it was awesome because they had the bikes. They all had the BMX bikes, and they're all wearing those bright colors and shit. And their house is huge and their room is cool and all this stuff. Like it's one of those fucking movies, man. I think Last Action Hero to a kid, especially a little kid like my son's age, is going to be one of those really colorful, fun movies that they remember forever.
100%.
I agree. So, guys, Arnold Vember continues 2 weeks from now. Next week, Next week is our last show before Christmas. So we're taking a 1 week rest from Arnold November, and we're going to do the Christmas classic Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
What a great movie.
Love
what
it.
A fantastic movie. It's got a good family message. I mean, they end up in church praying and stuff, and he's a little snot, and he hates his parents, and it comes full circle, and he loves his family and all that. And it's a fantastic movie.
We do not get to down this movie for inappropriate violence for children if we don't at least point out that in Home Alone, things happen that are really gritty, raw violence. Okay, there is some dark,
like
gloriously dark shit.
You did half of this shit, and part 2 was fucking great. This is another rare one where part 1 and 2 were awesome. Either one. If I had to only be stuck with 1 or 2, I'd be fine. But part 1, the Home Alone, this started it all. This introduced us to Macaulay Culkin, one of the cutest child actors ever, who actually came out the other side pretty decent.
Just got his star.
Cool. Yeah, he's my age. But you talk about and fame has been diluted. Some of the varnish, some of the sheen has come off of being famous, because to a certain extent, everybody has the potential to be, because they have a phone and social media.
Right.
But back in the day, when we didn't know everything about every fucking celebrity, every waking moment, because they weren't laying in their bed, hey, what's up, guys? Like, we didn't know everything about them. We just saw them doing what they do, so they were larger than life, and they were super huge stars. And fame was something crazy. Fame was like Macaulay Culkin couldn't go to the grocery store. He probably couldn't go to a regular school. Like, it was fucking crazy, and he was so famous. And this idea of a little kid like turning his house into this booby trap fucking, fun house for these burglars. And again, the suspension of was it disbelief?
Yeah.
Because of course, this little boy, but he has all the stuff he needs, and he knows how to make all these traps, and you don't question it. It's just fucking cool, man. I can't wait.
It's whimsy. It's whimsy, and it's really brave storytelling. One problem with the modern stuff, and I want to be negative, but there's a fear in a lot of the social justice warrior artists, because they virtue signal. They do things they don't mean to win praise. And when you make art like that, you're insincere, and you're timid, and you're holding back. You're not living your real life.
Yep.
So fame is
Can we
crazy.
also say this? Because it's big, man. Macaulay Culkin just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame recently. And the actress who you guys all know, she's in everything, who plays his mother, showed up for his Walk of Fame star, and they apparently, are still in touch, have a great relationship. So if you want to feel even better watching that movie,
that's cool.
That's the shit right there, And she said there was a part where she had to yell at him, and where she said, wish and it comes true. And she goes, I was looking at this, just such an innocent, sweet kid's face. She's like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, if I can be, she goes, I wasn't a mom then. And I'm just like, how could I do this? And then she said, as a joke, she goes, but then I had kids and I understood better. I died. And they both laughed, but it was like, he teared up when she was talking about him. It was like, because he's got his own kids now.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
Like,
and
fucking beautiful, dude.
And the dad, he died. The guy who played his dad.
Yep.
I'm sure he would have been there too. But yeah, what a great movie, man. This movie goes in the fucking time capsule for sure.
It does. God bless you, Macaulay Culkin. Chris Columbus, all those guys. Oh God!
As promised.
You told me to come back when you guys were ready to wrap it up.
Well, not yet. I said after we, hey, check out all these guys.
Stop. Oh, sorry.
That's what I said. Oh. But whatever. It's you're gonna come here and break the rules, Mr. Segal, maybe.
Well, I want to tell you guys, I thought tonight's show was great. And did you guys know that I was originally cast in the Macaulay Culkin part for Home Alone?
Ooh, that would have been a tough sell.
Well, not his part, but as the wacky neighbor that helped him devise all of the booby traps. And they were more based on Japanese booby traps that my sensei taught to me.
That's good to know, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank
you're welcome.
You so much. Thank you for slowing the momentum to.
I'm full of energy like that, all kinds of ideas.
Thank you.
So, should I start playing now, or is this kind of?
Well, maybe after, like I originally said, after we, make sure you follow everybody on their platforms and everything, and we sign off, and then we sign off, and then you go.
Hold on, I gotta tune my guitar. It's gonna take me 14 minutes. Can you hang on?
Yeah, please take 14
minutes. Let me say this, Mr. Segal.
Yes, please do, Mr. Andretti. It's an honor to talk to you.
Let me tell you something. As you are a brother, and you use Namaste, I just want to say a prayer, if I may, for you. It's a prayer for the wisdom that I know you possess and that it ever lasts. And is this Om Shrim Rim Gleam Glam Gam Ganapataye Mama Sarava Saravarada Vidyabi Siddhirastu Kuru Kuru and Namaste, Mr. Segal.
Namaste to you, friend. I think our friend Jericho fell out. All right,
we prayed him away.
Tell Jericho. Tell Jericho I said goodbye. Hey, Jericho, I want you to sing on my next album. I feel like you have a very soulful voice.
Soulful. Why would you say that?
Well, you just look like you like basketball and you're soulful.
Oh wow! I don't know if it's gonna work out, Mr. Segal.
All right. Well, I know you're just being a little shy, a little modest. So hit up my agent. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You gotta wait for us to sign off. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay,
you do your 14 minutes and then come back here in 14 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna go tune. Namaste.
Yeah. Tune it.
Hey, Jericho. Dude, I'm sorry he was saying that stuff. That was weird, man. That was out of bounds. So
it's all right. This is all live streamed in my lawyer's office. So
no, actually, I was actually waiting for Jericho to go, hey, listen, if you can show up at my place, anniversary time, a little Maroon 5. I'm just saying. Our song. I think Jericho could make it happen, man.
I think he'd want to be in the room, though. He'd want to be in the room. I'll wait for Jericho to come back, and then we'll get the hell out.
That's right. Yeah, man.
Well, that was fun. I'm looking very much forward to Home Alone, and then what the hell is it? Oh, then we're going to do The Running Man. That's how we'll finish Arnold November, right?
Yep.
That's going to be something, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yep. And it's got one of your best lines. What is it? The zero, the absolute zero. Please do it for us.
He used to be Sub-Zero. Now he's plain zero.
Oh, God.
Guys, check out the links in the description. Please subscribe to the brilliant Jericho Green and the amazing Shanta Jetty. Check out Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. Boys, is there anything you want to plug before we get the heck out of here?
Nothing.
Okay. I guess nothing. We'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye-bye.